Every stylish guy knows what takes an outfit from good to great is the attention to detail. And nothing completes a look like the right belt. You know what ruins a great outfit fast? A worn out belt that doesn't fit right. Most guys are still rocking belts with stretched out holes that either pinch your waist or sag and throw off the whole look. That's why I'm excited to partner with today's sponsor, Anson Belt and Buckle. This family-run company has been around since 2009 and they've completely reimagined how belts should work. Instead of holes, Anson Belt uses a micro-adjustable track system with quarter-inch increments. That means you get the perfect fit every single time. And once you feel that kind of comfort and precision, you'll never want to wear a traditional belt again. The best part, you can mix and match every buckle with any strap. One box set gives you 9 different belt combos, so you'll get to maximize versatility with way less clutter in your closet. But this isn't just about style, it's about feeling more comfortable, more confident, and more put together every time you get dressed. Anson Belt moves with you, so whether you're sitting, standing, or on the go, you're always comfortable and always looking sharp. I've been wearing mine nonstop, and honestly, it's the best belt I've ever owned. Once you try it, you will see exactly what I mean. You won't go back. And here's why you can trust them. They're still proudly family-owned. They've earned over 40,000 5-star reviews, and every belt is backed by a lifetime guarantee on functionality. They stand behind every product they make, and once you try one, you'll understand why. And because Anson Belt and Buckle is sponsoring today's video, when you click the link in the description or scan this QR code to build a box set, you'll get 2 bonus pieces, a buckle and a strap completely free. That's 3 buckles and 3 straps, which you can mix and match into 9 unique belt combos all in one box. It's an exclusive deal you won't get anywhere else, so click the link, build your set, and upgrade your belt game today. Why are men chasing women, if you think they are? Why are men chasing women?
Why are they chasing women?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's designed that way. But nowadays men aren't chasing women. They think that they're supposed to be chased. So that's an issue. Okay. They are not their granddaddy.
Okay. What do you think about this, Ann? Why are men chasing women, if you agree that they are?
If they're chasing women, it's only for entertainment value only. They're not chasing them to be wives or to be coupled for them long term. I think men have peeped the dating market and they realize that it is warped, not in their favor. And so they're just going to get in and get out and keep it moving. There's no really real incentive to commit. So if they're chasing women, they have a biological drive, but the desire to commit and build with a woman, not so much.
All right. What about you, Hank? Why are the men chasing the women?
Oh, shit, probably because they're trying to get a shot of ass. Hey, shit. Yeah, that's most of these young cats are trying to get a shot of ass. That's the main reason. I mean, and now if they looking for something real, then that's a little different, you know. But I think most of them just trying to get a shot of ass. That's it.
What about you, Miss Pearl?
My bad. I pretty much agree with everybody before me. I think they're chasing just for entertainment purposes. Quality has significantly decreased, right? As well as the benefits, depending on who you are and what you have to offer. But I think just overall, I think it's just for entertainment purposes. I think men are always going to desire and chase women. I honestly don't see anything wrong with it. Maybe the women that they are chasing, the particular caliber, but it's always going to be a chase and hunting type of dynamic between us. I think the discussion should be what type of women that they're chasing, and if these women don't have any benefit and it's just for like quick entertainment purposes, when does that play out? Like, when do we stop chasing the whores? When do we stop chasing the low value women? When do we stop entertaining them? Because at some point you want a man to have some self-worth. So at some point, like I say, these women shouldn't even be worth your time. Like, I'm not spending no money on you. I'm not taking you nowhere. If you're doing this with me, you're doing this with everybody. So that's a health issue as well. So it comes, but I mean, it goes further than just, my ego. And I just want to stick my dick in something. It's like, I really need to be safe and really vet these women and analyze who I'm laying down with. Because that one night, I walk away with HIV, herpes, or something that I can't get back, I'm really gonna clap my hands and say, well, at least you bust down a bunch of chicks. No, you were irresponsible, you were reckless. So just because you're a man does not mean you take down anything or everything. I think you all need to be a little more conscientious about who you're chasing, what you're chasing, and what you're trying to get out of it. And you may have better results. But I don't speak for everybody.
Okay. It's profound enough. Go ahead, Julie.
Yeah, I agree with everyone. I think that the men that are, out here chasing women, that's just in the stage in life that they're in. When a man is ready to settle down, you'll see a shift and he'll know what caliber of woman is worth his time. I don't think there's anything wrong with men chasing women. Um, they know what they can get and the stage of life that they're in. And when they're ready, they're ready. And until they're ready, women cannot change that. So yeah.
What about you, Mike? Real dope.
The question was, is it a problem with men chasing women?
No, why are men chasing women?
Oh, why are men chasing women? That's what we're supposed to do. That's biological. That's just our nature. At a certain point, once you mature, I think when you young, you chase. The older you get, you just start to pursue. But when you young, you chase. You on a line. You trying, you try and get them. So, but
I
I
don't think
think
it
it's
has
natural.
anything to do with age.
You said what? Oh, just maturity.
I don't
Yeah,
think,
yeah,
right,
maturity.
maturity. Yeah. There's
Yeah,
some old heads out here
yeah,
brawling.
yeah. You're right.
These
You're
are you
right.
guys young too.
I don't even know if it's. I don't even know if it's a maturity. I guess you could say maturity, because it is a lot of it's a lot of old guys who never grew out of it, and so they just too old to fuck. Now they stop doing it, but and they probably still they just want to be around it at that point. They probably pay to be around it.
I wouldn't even
Um,
say that. I would say that, and this is from dealing with multiple calibers of men. I wouldn't even. It doesn't matter if a man is broke or if they rich, because I've dealt with both. Um, I feel like it's just that women are at their leisure. So all women to men are disposable, and the older they are, the rich they are, the less that they give a care about you. Like they don't care. So older men, richer men, women are falling at their feet because they have money or they feel like they're older and they're mature, and they're not. When it comes to the ratio for men and women, it's more of us than it is them. So they're always going to chase women to that aspect because we're there. And most of the time, women have been through heartbreaks, we've been through terrible breakups, we're lonely, we're vulnerable, and they prey off of that. And then I want to piggyback off of something Pearl said, with men lowering their standards to date women that really aren't up to their level. Um, Honestly, with the HIV thing, men aren't contracting HIV from women. The percentage of you contracting of a woman giving a man HIV, or from you contacting or contracting HIV from a man during vaginal intercourse, is less than 1%. So if a woman do get HIV, it is coming from a man. The man isn't getting it typically from her. And that's the part of what we need to educate ourselves on.
hold on. I can go and crack a joint with HIV and I'll be good.
I mean, yeah, you can. The percentage of you getting HIV from somebody doing vaginal intercourse is less than 1%.
I want to ask you a question.
It's when you're having anal sex with someone.
All right, I want to ask you a question. Do you feel like with the stats that you just spoke on are 1,000% correct, and you are sure that you're saying it the right way, or do you think you might be possibly saying it
Mm,
the wrong way?
no, it's definitely the correct way. And then also advising everybody that if you're out here having careless and reckless sex, to get on PrEP. People think PrEP is just for gay men, and it's not. It's for everybody. You could be You could be in what you think is a heterosexual relationship, and your man could be out cracking a nigga. Like you will never know. So it's just not for gay men to not contract HIV. It's for everybody. Everybody think that they're in these monogamous relationships, and how well do you really know your partner? I know I just can't change the topic, but yeah, you never really know your partner.
I'm a man. I don't need PrEP. I only got a 1% chance of catching it anyway. So
You need PrEP too.
No.
So we don't want to focus on the 1% chance, because it is less than 1%. If you do your research, you'll see that.
What PrEP even is, I don't know what y'all talking about.
Man, what the fuck are we talking about right now? Y'all encouraging niggas to be out here hitting bitches that got the ninja? Like, as I die slowly?
It wasn't encouragement. It was to clarify what she said when she said that men are sleeping with low budget women that may have HIV. When in reality, the women that, if they do have HIV, they've contracted it from a nigga that is detectable and not on medication and just out here fucking recklessly and don't care.
I just heard you tell Mont that he could hit a chick with HIV and be good. He asked you that, and you said, his chances of having sex with her one time from her having HIV is less than 1%. It's a statistical fact.
Hey, are you a doctor?
JR, you need one of those.
I work in the medical field.
You need a disclaimer, JR.
You need one of those disclaimers quick, like the thoughts and views listed by the panels. Expressed by the panel members, do not represent that of the platform, because now
nobody said that y'all had to go out and
you're gonna have one of these weirdos to be like, oh, he over there promoting beating women and catching HIV. Like, that's the last thing you want, bro.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to that. I just say the best form will probably be to use protection, and then or
not fuck people with AIDS.
Or like refrain from it. Well, I mean, if
AIDS and HIV is different things.
If you don't,
we know that. We know these different stages. We know.
Hey, Hank, that's some nasty work, ain't it?
I was just about to say that. I was like,
let me just say it first.
This shit
and unfortunately, my man Mont was entertaining this shit and inquiring about it. God damn, Mont. You can't do that shit, man.
I had to do a logic test, man.
You definitely open a can of worms on this one. There's HIV in there somewhere, bro.
Jesus Christ.
Listen, I'm not going to beat you.
No, he's not talking about you. He's just talking about in the conversation.
I said, open a can of worms and there's HIV.
I'm not going to try to beat you up like the other people, but the only thing I'll say
is nobody beating shit up.
No, I ain't going. I said try. I said I'm not going to try to beat you up.
Jesus Christ.
All right, but all I would say is I would just urge you to definitely, when you read it, like to make sure you're recanting the correct stats and saying it the right way, because it can be misconstrued.
Sweetheart, I just went through some bullshit. My stats and what I'm saying is correct. I don't speak on shit that I don't know nothing about. So let's clear that up. Yeah. If I'm coming on here and I'm saying something, it's 100% facts.
Well, and ain't I think you don't think that you speak on something you don't know about.
Well, so I'm not gonna
and Mike, you are still entertaining this, man.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. Wasn't I supposed to answer this question you asked it first?
Yeah.
Why do I think? I don't think men are chasing women. To be fair, to be honest, because look at how many women are single. If men were chasing them, it wouldn't be so many single women.
Do you think chasing and committing is the same thing?
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Because
just chasing women versus committing to women.
I think that you commit to a woman that you chase after you caught her. This is the problem, that a lot of y'all not getting chased because you're too easy to fuck. Like, the only thing hard to get for a nigga is like, it's the only thing harder to get than like a glass of water is saying it's barely pussy. Like, it's not hard for men to get sex from y'all. The majority of y'all are getting cracked, 2-3 months of good behavior, if that. And then you saying, hopefully your vagina is good enough to keep the nigga wanting to crack you, and then you can earn his commitment. But typically that doesn't happen. So that's why the average person sleeps with 1.4 niggas a year. Like, so I don't think anybody is chasing y'all. Y'all just overfucked.
Which goes to her bigger point, right? If one man is sleeping with multiple women, then the likelihood of passing on if one dude is sleeping with 20 women, the likelihood of 20 women having HIV is higher versus one woman who has HIV and she's sleeping with 20 dudes.
How do we come back to that? That's not what we were talking about. That was
it's
a segue
because
that we're trying to get away from, and JR tried
But
to
it's
steer us
because you
away
guys
from
That's kind of get away from the
penetrating.
HIV. Yeah, that's kind of get away from the HIV.
But you guys need the penetration. That's her point.
No shit. No,
And
that's, so again, women, niggas aren't out here, you know what I'm saying, chasing women because again,
Jesus
there's
Christ.
too many of y'all that's single for men to be chasing. And since men are typically bigger, better, and faster than women, if we were chasing y'all like in mass, you guys wouldn't be single in mass. It's
You do
basic
realize
math.
some women
Do you
just
think there's a
some women
difference
don't want to be in
between
a
chasing
relationship,
and courting? Is there a difference between chasing and courting?
Yes.
It is.
We talked about that 4 or 5 episodes ago.
Yeah, so if we're talking about chasing, it's just the game of trying to get coochie and then moving on to the next one.
That's what it means to you. That's when a man chases a woman, it's like him chasing her to get her. And then a lot of the times we get you and find out you're only worth the pussy you sit on. You're not worth all the extra shit, so we don't commit to you.
So what's the difference between chasing and courting?
The intentionality behind it.
Now we're getting somewhere.
I mean, we should drop the link
So
to that
when man
episode, so we ain't got to rehash that either. But again,
Yeah, because I'm not familiar with the podcast, so I wasn't there for that conversation.
it's not y'all aren't getting chased, and the majority of y'all aren't worth courting, as your results, indicate.
Well, I have a question, Lily, because someone said earlier
As what
men don't
results
settle down
indicate?
until they're ready.
You said men don't, yeah.
So
Men don't settle down until they find somebody worth settling down with.
Mm-hmm.
The
But he
same
can be
as y'all.
22 and find that person, but he won't
Yep.
because he's not ready to.
This is like when women say I'm single by choice. You're not single by choice. You're single because the niggas you want don't want you. If you had access to the type of men you want, your dream man, and that man was in your face, you wouldn't be single.
And
If a
you
guy
understand
finds a
that
woman
women-
like that, if a
And you
man had a
believe-
girl that
you
found
believe
that,
that, huh?
yeah, I said it out loud in English. Of course,
Yeah,
I believe it.
I heard you. I heard you. Did your dad marry your mom?
No,
Oh.
because what point does that have? Like,
I'm just saying. Most of the time when men speak so heavy on why women are single, it's because they really seen their mom go through some bullshit, or they probably had mommy or daddy issues. I'm just saying.
I mean, but I would say that you're probably not the right avatar for that message, especially
You
when
don't know.
trying to
You
give
don't
it to
know
me.
what I'm correct for. Honestly speaking,
We can tell.
you can't tell nothing.
Exactly. So,
Yeah, exactly.
we know why you're single now.
What makes you think that I'm single?
I'm sorry. My bad.
Oh,
This fucking one
yeah.
person.
You don't know.
If you weren't single, you would have led with it. And you're definitely not married. So we
What?
can tell. And if you
How do you
weren't
know- hold
single,
on, first
we
of all,
would
how do
feel
you know
bad
I'm
for the
single?
nigga you with.
And how do you know that I'm not married?
The way
Because
you
your
conduct
daddy
yourself
didn't marry your
online.
mom don't mean that I ain't married. That I'm
No, my
single.
dad married my stepmother.
Okay.
He raised me.
Okay, your stepmom, but he didn't marry your mother.
Right.
So your mother wasn't worth shit, and neither was her pussy.
And
Okay,
no
carry
one's
on.
married you either, though.
Carry on.
That's the point.
Carry
You can't
on.
get mad. Don't get mad now because we know
Sweetheart,
how
I
you
was just
act.
married.
All right,
I
y'all.
was married for 6 years.
Willie,
I
let it
chose
simmer.
to
We got a
leave.
whole show.
I chose to leave. So
And we just got here.
I chose to leave.
Yeah. Chose to leave.
This girl got a chest full of graffiti talking about she chose to leave her nigga. Get out
It
of
don't
here.
matter what the chest is. The chest
Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
The tattoo on the chest came from me owning my tattoo shop.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
Yeah, on the tattoo shop.
Raina.
Jesus. Can we get on the
Raina.
Bible? Can we get on the Bible? Can we?
We just started.
Oh man, this
It's
is
so
gonna be
early.
funny.
All right, y'all. Here we go.
She
Here
didn't
we
get
go.
on the Bible because it's a bastard in the audience.
Oh Lord.
Okay, here we go. Here we
Dang.
go. Why are
God damn.
men chasing women? What's going on with that, Simone? So I just went around the panel asking, trying to get some general context behind how people view why men are chasing women. What are your thoughts?
I think men trying. I honestly believe it. I think men trying. I feel like men, this generation, they starting to kind of like wake up. They see their worth. So I do agree that when they are chasing a woman, is because they see something in her. But I do feel like a lot of men carry like interactions from the past with them. And if they see something that throws them off or that resembles something they may have dealt with in the past, they kind of like, they disregard them.
All right. I'm going to start running some of this clip. Keon, the pastor that married Shani O'Neal, Shaq's ex-wife, he had did a little sermon, and this is what he spoke about. So I'm going to go ahead and play a little bit of this clip, and then we'll get into it. Oh, and we got that issue. Give me 1 second. All right, let me go ahead and cue it back up again.
It is God actually saying the word man. So how many times have we read the scripture thinking about God talking about the man in the garden? And he was talking about, somebody say man. All right, and so in Genesis 1, I'm about to help you, brothers. I'm about to help you. I hope I am anyway. In Genesis 1, we see that God created the world and everything in it. And on the first day, he created what? Light and darkness. On the second day, he created the firmament, or what we call the atmosphere. On the third day, he created the land and the plants. On the fourth day, the sun, the moon, and the stars. On the fifth day, he created the fish and the birds. And on the sixth day, he created man with the animals. And on the seventh day, he rested. Now, without getting too far into the discussion, you have already been introduced to the male malady. First came the light and the darkness. Then came the atmosphere. Then came the plants and the trees. Then came the galaxy. Then came the fish and the birds. And finally, after everything else has been considered, here comes man. And you have been introduced to the male malady because most men in this room and most online will tell you that all of their life, they have been the last thing to be considered. Everything comes before man. We even got statements like ladies first, happy wife.
Happy wife.
But remember when I read the text didn't say we were made for y'all. The Bible says she was made for him. And by the way, if you go and look in the Old Testament, whenever a man and woman was married in the Old Testament, a woman stood at the altar and the man walked down the aisle. But now here comes if you don't believe me, the church is the bride and Jesus is the groom. And the last I saw, the church is here waiting on the groom to come. Oh, so if you want us to love you like God loved the church, why are we always doing the waiting? Ooh, I'm messing up. See, and I'm not messing up your theology. I'm just messing up your opinion. Because the things most of y'all are thinking have nothing to do with Scripture.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. I can't stand how quiet y'all are. This is very, you ought to be really paying attention to yourself, how you act when you get to truth. Men are always considered last. We gotta wait. Any good man will tell you, if you got a couple of dollars, you got to make sure everybody in the house has it. You got to go without. And even parents teach their sons, your sisters, let them go first. Let them get the bathroom first. Let them be first. Let them be first. And so in every step of his life, he's always last. Women get in the club for free.
gonna stop it right there. There's another little bit more left, but I want to get you guys thoughts about what he said so far. Are y'all agreeing with it? Did y'all learn something today? Did y'all get some of that truth? Is it bullshit?
Well, just because, well, he's right, but I don't really like what he's trying to infer, which is that because they go last, they therefore are lesser value on the totem pole. Maybe in modern society that's true, but like I maybe this might be a poor analogy, but I think of the wolf pack, and every wolf pack has like an alpha pair, and when they go hunting, oftentimes they have a certain hierarchy and structure. The alpha is the one who waits last. It's the weaker ones that go first. It's the ones that go hunt first. It it doesn't, just because you go last doesn't necessarily mean you have less authority. In my opinion, it's just how in the wolf pack it's organized that way because you want to have those who have a lower status to do certain work. And then when the alpha comes out, or when he's needed, you don't want to put the alpha at risk, essentially, because it'll impact the survival of the pack. So I don't like how he's insinuating, because I don't think he's incorrect, but I don't like that he's insinuating that somehow that means they have less authority. I think it's dangerous if the most important person is always responding or is the first responder.
All right.
I didn't take his message in that way. I took his message as in men are the last ones to be considered. And we're seeing that nowadays, that men are always taught to have the least, right? To wait until women and children. And that mindset has created a society where we're not as considerate of men as we should be. That's how I receive the message is
Yeah.
yes, they're the leaders, but because they are the leaders, they are always expected to have the most sacrifice. And in the same token, because they're always making the sacrifice, we don't even think about men and how they're feeling or how their day went or anything like that because they have to be the strongest. That's how I receive the message is more
Yeah.
toward consideration.
Okay, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Go ahead, Rain. How you feeling about what was said thus far on the clip?
I think that may be the reason that men chase multiple women is because some women aren't attentive to men. We expect our men to always be emotional, intelligent, versus trying to teach them how to be emotionally available. Most men didn't come from loving households, and most men are taught to survive and to provide, and that's all that they know. So when a woman comes in and they kind of counteract that, I think that's where the egotistic things come from, and they choose to chase multiple women. Us as Black women, I feel like that is a part that we do lack when we date. So that opens up the doors for them to chase multiple women, because if we feel like they're not a provider, or we're extra hard on them because what we want from them, they're not typically able to provide right then and there, or we don't see it. So I feel like that's where a lot of that comes from. A lot of men feel neglected.
Okay. Go ahead, Real Dope. How you feeling about it?
What was that question you just asked?
From the clip, based off what he was saying so far.
I mean, I'm still processing it. I mean, his perspective is valid. He gave good examples. So I'm still processing. You know, when did the shift? When did things shift? And am I interested? Like in like kind of because I think that men are typically simple. I think I'm simple. So it's like what are men overwhelmingly not getting that I would want? Because I don't want everything that we give women. I don't want all the extra stuff. It's like what are we not getting that we do want? So I'm just trying to process that.
Okay. Hank, do men feel like they are always considered last in society?
Yeah, yeah, them weak dudes do because they let it happen. If you let it happen, you always gonna be considered, but you gotta say something. But the problem is most of these dudes are scared to say something because they're afraid of the results of the woman gonna tell them. Look, I'm a man that believe in asking the tough question. I don't give a shit. I deal with the consequences. I deal with the results. I deal with what you say. But most men don't do like that. They say I'm archaic. I don't give a shit what they say. So be it. I love being archaic, but I get what I want. I get what I expect. So when you sit there and say I don't want the same bullshit, I want my goddamn flowers. I want my goddamn credit. If I'm carrying this load, I'm carrying this load. Give me my goddamn props. I'm not gonna always praise you all the time because I deserve the same. But you want me to just accept and be okay with it just because I'm a man? That's what I'm supposed to do. No, it ain't what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to be the man that I need to be. So if that means when I'm doing good, give me mine. If I'm doing bad, please believe you. If I fuck up, you're going to tell me. So don't just tell me when I fuck up. Tell me when I'm great. Let it be known. Give me my props. Praise me on my birthday. Give me my props on Valentine's Day. For y'all Midwest motherfuckers, Sweeties Day. Give me my props there too.
Sweetest Day is
Goddamn.
for men.
I want all of that.
How does
that the man that? Hold on, dog.
My bad.
Get that. Don't sit there and accept nothing less. That's part of the problem. Fellas, why you accept nothing less? We got options. If it's 7-1 out here, we got options. Exercise them to the fullest. Most of them don't do that. Ask them tough questions. You don't believe, you want to know body count? Well, that's on you, dog. If I'm a man who wants to know that, I need to know that. I'm going to ask you. Well, fine. Don't tell me. I know where you stand. You a 500 chick. You got over 500 bodies. I don't need to be with you. Else I'm going to have to deal with Big Rain up here talk about HIV again. I ain't with that shit.
Oh my
I don't want that
God,
shit penicillin can't cure.
Don't mention.
I don't want that. I don't want none of that, dog. I'm just saying, use it as an example.
Don't mention my fucking name. You want to be into it or something? Because I feel like,
ma'am, I ain't got nothing. You the one brought that. Ma'am.
Okay,
Ain't nobody argue with you, ma'am.
We was past that, and then you brought my name.
No, ma'am. Look here, dog. Why are you getting upset, man? Why are you getting upset?
Cause you want to argue with a female. You giving
no, I didn't argue with you, ma'am. I just said made up the.
Don't mention.
Go ahead,
I didn't
ma'am.
make up shit.
Get it off, man.
I made a statement.
Go ahead, ma'am. Get it off.
I made a statement. Don't mention my name.
And that's what I said with you. I made the statement you used.
Don't reference back to me. You don't have to deal with shit because Raina don't have HIV. Okay.
Ma'am, calm down, ma'am.
No, you calm down.
At ease, ma'am. At ease, ma'am. At ease.
You so egotistic.
At ease,
you really
ma'am.
giving that you got a little dick, and I don't like that for you.
Okay, so I'm gonna give my little dick to my wife, and she gonna enjoy my little dick.
Go ahead.
You won't know about my dick, but it's obvious what you want to know.
Go ahead.
I got you, man. But like I said, ignoring that half up in the corner. With the situation, you got to deal with these, man. But see, a man like me know how to deal with these heifers. You got to just turn them off. She don't mean shit. She beneath me. I don't matter what she talking about. She said what she said. The hell with her black ass. I don't give a goddamn about what she talking about. And that's how you need to treat these other women. That's how you got to treat these other women. You don't sit there and cater to these women, especially these fly-by-night heifers, and they only good for 20 goddamn minutes and send them back to the street. What? You don't respect them type whores? You treat them as such. Shout out to the Get Up Boys. You let a hoe be a hoe, and you treat them as such.
Okay. I'll play a little bit more of this clip.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
may I ask? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, let me just play a little bit more of this clip. Get this out the way. All right.
Y'all get free drinks from 4 to 6. Tell me one club that says men special. The first 50 men get in free. Now we gotta buy bottles at $1,500 a pop so all of the women can drink for free. Come on now, come on. If you can't say man, say ouch. Fellas, I'm telling you, you're gonna have to say something. Because if y'all don't start saying amen, I'm gonna switch on y'all right now. I'm gonna turn a corner. Because when I help them out, they say something. Now you better say something. I'll fight y'all too. But let me tell you why Let me tell you why the men are sitting here silent. Because they're afraid if they say too much, there are consequences. So you gonna let Reb get you in trouble? Don't let Reb come up and mess up our house. No, Reb telling the word of God. You messed up the house.
That's what he was talking about.
I want you to remember the name of my sermon, the Adam's apple. And I'm not talking about the one in the garden. I'm talking about this one. You're going to get it in a minute. You're going to get it in a minute. I came cocked and loaded and ready to fight the devil in here today. And the reason why I'm not talking about the one in the garden, we don't even know what fruit they ate in the garden. We don't know if it was an apple. But I'm talking about this Adam's apple. Ladies first. Ladies night. What a dude's night. Have y'all ever been to a jewelry store? Say the jewelry store is the size of this stage. All of this is the women's rings. And here go the men's ring section. Right over here in the corner. That's why all of us got the same ring on. We ain't got but 4 choices. Ain't but 3 men's rings in the whole world. Women got oval, square, emerald, cushion, big, small, clarity, cut, princess cut, Diana cut, Sarah cut. All we got is a band. Just a gold or a black or wooden band. See, we live in a world of double standards. Now, I've been watching online. Men have been getting wigs lately. And y'all been laughing and talking about us, but you haven't wore your hair natural since Madam C.J. Walker. Why in the world? Why y'all making fun of us? If we want to change how we look, shouldn't we be able to do it like you? Your hair is not that straight, and it ain't that long. Now, if we get rid of all of the help in here today, it's going to be a whole lot of...
He funny.
You said something about that wig. We got a few ladies being turned off by that. That thing all right?
No, it's not. What's weird to me is why is he using female standards for men? Like,
God damn.
I understand the desire to want to be considered, but you're using beauty standards that women have had to adhere to. Because again, like, we're females. So if we're the ones being pursued, of course you want to be as attractive as possible. I just don't know why he wants a princess cut ring. Or like, I guess I'm not missing the message, but the thing that's rubbing me the wrong way is... I
think you are, though. I think you are.
And you picked
you
picked up that silly baton, huh? When Schnoz dropped, you picked the silly baton up. Like, really? He used that as an example, bro, because you got to look at it. Women, y'all got 18 billion combinations of rings. We men, we get one. It's usually like a gold band, a rose gold band, a plastic band, some basic shit. That's what he was just using to highlight how much more consideration is given to women than it is men. That is all.
That has nothing to do with. But that has nothing to do. That has nothing to do with women's beauty standards, though. I mean, why did you think that?
We can talk about the ring portion, right? So he's talking about men get a wooden band, but the woman gets the princess cut. Fine. But then the question becomes, what do women give men in return? That's an equal exchange. We're not going to give you a princess cut ring back. We're going to give you your first son, We're going to give you, like, we're going to be loyal to you and you alone. Like, the trade-offs are not equal, and I don't understand why he's making it seem that it should
And I like
be.
to push back on that. I want to push back on that, right? So, because I understand the idea, I think having children is beautiful, and only women can have children. However, when we look at the vast majority of the situations when women have children, they're not having it for the man. And if you had the baby for me, why all these men don't got their kids? You know, like y'all taking the kids.
There's a dysfunction that's happening within the culture, but the way it's supposed to be is the reason why you choose a woman. Hopefully she's a virgin or she has a low body count. But the reason why you choose her is because she's going to help bring your legacy. She's going to be the one who helps create a home for you. She's going to be your helpmate. And if that's not happening, well, that's a dysfunction. But men, you guys used to, there was dowry being paid. You would literally take a woman from her home and she would come into your home and build it. That to me is the trade.
Yeah, but
we pay a dowry every time we take you out on a date, and every time we take you on a date, we paying a dowry. We just pay it. It's just a long-term dowry. That's all. Instead of a quick fixed dowry. We ain't paying a one lump sum. We end up paying a dowry in the long run. So we date you for about 2 or 3 years to get to know you, and then there's the dowry. But guess what? We still don't get what we really want. You talking about they give us legacy. Y'all also help your legacy, but you also can ruin the legacy when you filed in divorce papers. Absolutely. You hurt our legacy when you do it. Because so now that the man's name is ruined, is drugged through the mud, you gonna take the kids. Every time you deal with the kids, leave my son alone. That's not your son. It's our son. But why you keep calling him my son? No, you don't act like that. That's not how ladies do it. That's my son.
And that's
I thought it was our son because we made it together, but that's not what.
Y'all always pull this dowry shit out of y'all ass as if it's something we should be doing. And you pay dowries for virgins, and then a lot of times men were the ones that the dowries were being paid to because we were taking somebody else's daughter. Like, so y'all always try to paint it as if it's a woman's thing. That's what are you talking about? Like, you act like it's hard for men to get children from women. That's not difficult.
Here's the thing. Statistically speaking, especially in modern society, most men do not have the privilege of having children. If you are a man this is history, right? Not every single man has had the privilege to pass on his legacy. Even now, if you're a man with children, you're like, there are plenty of men and women, but there are plenty of men who will never pass on their genes.
And those also men don't get married either. So what are you saying?
So, and you think there are men out here who are actively trying to have kids and further their lineage, and they're not able to do it? You think it's a lot of men out here that just like they try and they just can't?
Yeah, and to an extent, yes. I think a lot of men have a biological drive to pass on their genes, all men, and not every man has the capacity to do that, even if they want to. That's why you have these hierarchies. That's why some men at the very top and there are men at the very bottom, right? All men have this biological drive, but not every man has the capacity to fulfill that drive.
Yeah, no, I totally understand your point of like what women do, but if we're talking in reality, it's just not the same anymore. Like, women aren't giving men children; they're having kids with men, and they're taking the kids. That's just the reality of it. So, what is a man actually getting typically?
Is that normal though? Do you think that's normal?
Hell yeah, that's normal.
I think it's very normal. So, if me and you got married and then we got a divorce, most likely, what do you think? Like, do you think that you're going to be like, yeah?
There's no divorce, and there's no such thing as divorce. And if we get married, like, let's say in general, if a woman women who go to divorce and then use their children as leverage, they know that it's leverage, right? They know that that's a weapon that they can use. But just goes back to the bigger point, which is men have a desire to have legacy, And so what they use the legacy as a weapon.
Yeah, it's a rental. It's like a rental. It's like,
We
all right, well,
overuse
while we
legacy
together.
so much. It's not legacy. Like most men, you have to be an exceptional person to leave a legacy. If anything, you just extend your lineage.
You don't think children are a legacy?
Fuck no. Absolutely not. And I have them. And I have exceptional children.
What is the legacy of just having children?
Hold on for a second, real quick. Before you get into that, man, stop. You've been cooking up. You've been talking too much. Like they want to see what Da Simone has to say. Like they ask in the chat what her opinion was, so get her and then circle back. Because fuck, I don't know how JR does it. There's no fucking way I could do this.
Okay. So my opinion. Okay, I'm gonna give it to y'all because they know I'm long with this. So I'm just gonna get it out the way. And
shit, you about to lie. You about to lie, Di. I see it now. God damn it. I'll just play with you. Go ahead.
I was just confused when he didn't finish the story about creation because he was like, God created all these things and then he created a man. Then I'm like, okay, that's cool. Well, what about women? We came after y'all. Well, technically, we was created last. Then I was just thinking about history, like, dang, like black men got the chance to own a bank account and vote even before white women, you know. I was thinking about the role men had to play and the reason why I initially wanted a husband. And I know I didn't have a dad, but when my uncles and them started calling me after seeing the podcast, they shamed me. Because they was like, yeah, you didn't have your dad, but you had us. And I do feel like a lot of men want women, but why do you want women? When my uncles and them used to call me, it was to check up on me and make sure I'm okay. When my brothers call me, it's not because they want something from me. It's because he feel like, and my brother, he don't even really have enough to take care of himself, but he calls and be like, I want to take care of you because I don't even know what I do for him. I just be there when he need me, I guess, and I listen when he's frustrated. I understand when he just needs somebody to vent to versus when he actually needs real feedback. And he actually values my opinion and stuff like that. So I understand what the guy is saying, but I think what made a lot of the men in my life attractive and made me feel safe by them, they never really complained about it. Like, I understand, like, it's a role or whatever, but I feel like I never heard them complain about it. Women did, and I didn't like that trait about women. So yeah, I do feel like women started that, but fighting fire with fire makes men look bad, in my opinion.
What about you, Julie? You ain't said nothing yet.
Well, but that's what he's saying in the video. Like, men do all of these things for us and don't expect anything in return. Like your uncles would check up on you, right? And still, with that action, they're still not considered. He wasn't referring to men wanting rings that are like princess cut or diamond cut. He was referring to the way society caters so much to women that women got 18,000 variations of rings. And even though men are the ones that carry all the weight, they only get 4 options. He was talking about consideration, how men always come in last despite having to always carry the load. Does that
my brother
sense?
didn't come in last though. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but my brother he never came in last, and that's why I was trying to say women did do it first, to your point, and because I considered him without him having to be on his feet, without him having to, and because when he came and gave when he had it, I appreciated it. But I agree with him. A lot of women don't do that.
Right. You showed your appreciation.
But in response, when the mother of his children was treating him that way, in order for them to do something different, he had to change first. That's all I'm just leave it there.
Yeah. But I see it all the time.
I have a question for Di.
Well,
you said that
right. You got a ladies' night, and where's the men's night? What you were saying is correct, but the examples he's using, it feels like it's missing. Maybe that's why I'm missing. He's
using those real world examples to drive the fact that women get all of these luxuries and men don't get the consideration.
Di, You said that your uncles kicked you up and they were kind of like they shamed you because you said that you didn't have your dad, but you didn't mention them. That's the consideration that we're talking about. That's the consideration. Like you didn't even consider them. I'm assuming I don't know what the conversation was, but I'm assuming you talked about not having a father and the impact that may have had on you.
Because that was like the topic. Yeah, that was the topic.
So you didn't even consider them.
They should have said that I should have brought up I had a father figure, but to me that would have been diverting from the main topic of what came from me not having a father.
And you didn't do it maliciously though. That's what
it wasn't malicious.
So and that's the thing, right? It's so normal to not consider men. That's what he's talking about. It's normal not to. Like, and when you just so you want to use a bigger example, just look at, what I'm saying, how like men are told not to be a certain way because they got to be tough, whatever, right? They don't consider that, I'm saying, these tough niggas have feelings too, right? They don't consider, I'm saying, the pressure that a guy has by, being a husband or taking on a family. Like they don't consider those things. And then when shit fails, we're always going to be the ones that get blamed for it. Y'all, like nobody ever says when you find out your homeboy got divorced or even one of your cousins, you be like, damn, what you do? Like what happened? You never think like, okay, well, the wife was a hoe. She was out here sucking dick. Like she had, she went and got a chest full of prison tattoos and shit.
Right.
Like, you never consider what the woman did. It's always the man's fault.
No, I do agree with you to that extent, but I think it more so have to do with, because if you think about the environments you talked about where it was a lack of consideration for men run those companies. And I think it's just with those specific examples, men don't really, I never see them. When you see them outside, the main thing those men have is they want to be, and they're not into rings like women. But if there's something you care about, I agree to Hink's point. I get it mixed up sometimes. I get kind of my accent. But to his point, I agree with him. A lot of men have to start stepping up and saying, I want this, and assert that alpha. I think that's what he said, I'm gonna get what I want. And I feel like that's attractive. When men do that and they assert themselves and say, I'm not gonna settle for less than this, then you put the ball back in your court.
If I'm being honest, of course, like his examples, I didn't think necessarily were in real world good examples. However, they were very thought provoking to kind of lead us where we at.
Yeah.
Like, of course, the business going to dictate who got like the market. We don't want rings. Like men are not trying to, we looking for rings for women. So of course it's going to be a lot of rings for women. And I'm not going to the club unless there's hoes in there. So they not going, they getting free because a man ain't going to the club. We get it, right? But I think that the reality is men just want to be considered. I don't want nothing for Valentine's Day. I don't. Like I ain't, I'm a man, so I don't want to wait until a day for me to be loved and for me to be, for a woman to say I appreciate you and all that type of stuff in general. So I don't want nothing for that, but men want to be considered in general. I remember like before I proposed, like I always had to kind of deal with like my girl would always come home and she'd be like, somebody saw me, I met this person today and they asked me like why I'm not married, right? And it always comes back to me not doing something I'm supposed to do. Like why you ain't married? It's like, yo, they don't even know if you a weirdo or like a crazy person. Like they see a pretty girl. Why are you not married? Why nobody giving you the world? It's like, damn. Like, what if she got things to work on before I'm ready? What if I'm ready to marry her, but she got stuff to work on? Nobody thinks of those type of things, right? So I just think men want to be considered in just normal ways. Like we don't want all the extra stuff. We just consider us in a normal way.
But imagine the lack of consideration that there is for men. That all you guys are asking for is this much.
And we're getting pushed back.
And you're right, exactly.
You don't like that example because it doesn't make her titties feel good. Like, that's so weird to me. Like in my house, I have my son and daughter. I put my son first because if I'm not here, he'd be the one protecting the house, and I want my daughter to see that. So like when we're eating, like what I'm saying, he gets the second biggest piece of chicken, right? But in exchange for that, he gets our protection. I make him hold hands with her. He doesn't leave her. He considers her. He watches her. He makes sure he plays when she wants to play. And he's the big brother to her. And that's something that my dad did in our household, and my stepmother did in our household, and that I've carried on because, again, guys don't get considered a lot. Like Mont said, he don't want nothing for Valentine's Day because he was raised not to.
That doesn't mean that that the woman or the women or whatever should not.
Right.
Just because a guy is accustomed to not getting his flowers and not receiving acknowledgement does not mean that women should continue that behavior.
Just show me that you care. That's all. Like,
Because usually we accept the same pussy we've been getting all year for Valentine's Day. Like, y'all just dress it up. Y'all dress it up, maybe pull out another trick or something, and then, you know, we go to bed and it's the same shit. And we, you know, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 in debt, you know, for the same, you know, box we've been getting all year.
you know, another thing that this something that really burns me up when somebody say, you don't have respect for women. That guy doesn't respect women. And nobody ever says like, yo, you don't respect men. Like, where's your respect for men? Like, women get their own kind of respect reserved for them, and everybody forgot about the respect that men want from women in general, and that burns me up.
But we could take it if we wanted to.
Pause.
No, we could definitely take our respect. Like, we gotta. One thing I think women got, why women get real comfortable talking slick to dudes, because they think that, you know, the majority of men say it's not okay to punch a motherfucker in their forehead for being disrespectful. And if it wasn't for men, women wouldn't be comfortable like that. They wouldn't have any rights, because the only people who can enforce rights in the laws are men. So if men chose to start taking their respect back, you know, it'd be an extra black eye or 2 or 3. It'd probably be a new statistic saying like 1 in 8 black women has had a black eye this year. Like, so it was saying, but that's the extreme. So how do we get to the middle?
Well, I mean, just like what I said earlier, not do what Real Dope just sit there and say, I don't need anything for Valentine's Day. Well, that's Real Dope. And Real Dope is who Real Dope is, and that's his expectations. I got high expectations. So yes, I expect you to get me some goddamn shit for Valentine's Day, my birthday. Sweet, man, I don't give a shit. Throw them on the goddamn ground. We might make love on them motherfuckers. I don't care. Give me my props. A steak dinner on an anniversary. Yeah, that's what I want. I want all that. Stop accepting less. That's our man's problem. We accept the minimum. No, we don't deserve the minimum because we do too much. We have too many responsibilities. Our shoulders are like atlas. We got to carry the weight of the world. Why do we expect just minimum? But that's the problem. Men expect the minimum and they accept it. They okay with it. Just give me the minimum, baby. Bullshit. Look, when you chose that woman, you didn't expect her to have her minimum looks. You want her to be her best. Then you need to expect the same best that she's supposed to be giving you. I'm going to give her. I need the best. Don't give me no secondhand bullshit. Don't give me no pawn shop ring. That's some bullshit. If that's what you want, you accept that bullshit. You keep getting ran over. You keep getting used and abused and take advantage of, because she gonna find another sucker to do it as soon as you move on and gone.
Hey, Hank, let me ask you a question.
That's why I agree with Hank, because everything, if you ever heard what Hank stand for, what he believe a man should be, and the responsibilities of what he feel like a man should take on, he embodies that. So based on what he says and what he believes his role is, I feel like when a man thinks like Hank, he deserves that. No question asked. No question asked. But a lot of men don't go into the relationship with those intentions a lot of the time.
Hey, I want to get your viewpoint on something, because me and Dope agree on this. We said that when we get married, we're going to buy our own wedding rings because we don't want our woman to.
You're going to buy your own wedding rings because you don't.
Yeah, because like not so we don't want them to. They just can't maybe afford what we want.
I don't want to have to ask them about the shit I want. It's like that.
Oh, I don't. It don't matter to me, because I'm gonna take on the debt anyway. If she puts it on a credit card, I'm gonna still take on that goddamn debt anyway. So she could pick out.
That's exactly what I was thinking. All right.
Yes, she needs to pick out what I want. You know what I'm saying? Get my intake, go to the place, you know, the ring store, wherever you go at, get one made and get one designed for me special and get it. If that's what I want, that's what I want. And like I said, I'm going to take it on anyway. I believe in one pot in my house. So yeah, I'm going to take on that bill anyway. That's fine, no problem. But at least I got what I wanted.
Yeah, but it might be some carrots, Hank.
I'm okay with that too.
Okay. I did have a follow-up question based on what you said. If men start speaking up more about what they want, are women really ready to hear it, or will it cause more conflict?
I want to do.
Or Jay, if they not ready to hear it, she's not the woman for you.
Exactly.
She's not the woman for you.
Yep.
And so you got to be willing to walk away after you hear that answer, whether you are happy with the answer or you disappointed. And I'll tell the same thing to women. Y'all need to be asking these goddamn tough questions. And don't be scared of the result. If your expectation to be married within 2 years, year number 2, day after that second of the year, you need to be saying, hey, I'm still looking for my ring. What's happening? I'm just not ready yet. You need to be ready to walk out that goddamn door and don't look back.
I wanted to say something. I don't disagree with Hank's position. I think that men should get what they want out of a relationship. I'm not that type of man. Like, you ask me what I want for my birthday, I ain't even know what to tell you. I'm not going to know what to tell you.
If she's paying attention, if she's attentive.
Exactly. I want to know that you care.
Yeah, just being asked is what's going to matter more to us. The fact that you asked what we want for our birthday, knowing that 9 times out of 10, we the type of nigga, we see something, we going to go get it.
Already got that shit.
Yeah. So you just pay attention. Like, I like guns, right? So one of the dopest gifts I ever got was a scope for a rifle that I didn't know, 1, existed, and 2, was at a price point that I probably wouldn't have paid for it. But the fact that she thought, like, you spent all this money on this rifle, at least I could do is get you, you know what I'm saying, the glass for it. I thought that was fire. Like, when we got divorced, try to take it back, but at the end of the day, I still give her credit for it, though.
Yeah, and I think if, at least for a man like me, I ask for very little, but the very little that I ask for, I don't give a lot of grace when I don't get it, right? Me, I am the leader. You do what I say, and I'm not a tyrant. I'm not going to tell you to do. I'm not going to tell you to jump off a bridge. I'm rarely ever going to be telling you what to do. However, you gotta listen. You gotta be submit. That's all I ask for. Small things like that. I have a very low tolerance for going against that. But everything else, I don't really want. Like, I'm fulfilled. Like, with the small dynamics between men and women. That shit fill me up. Like, that fill me up. I don't need nothing external. I don't need the steak dinner. You don't got to put rose petals on the ground for me. I'm filled up by the normal things in life, right? About having my woman and the things that she do, just the regular shit. Like, I like that. So, but it's just all about what you want. If you want rose petals on the ground, tell your girl you want it. I got a small list.
If you want rose petals on the ground, you might need to be on prep because that sounds gay. Yeah. I'm sorry. If a nigga asks you for rose petals on the ground, ladies, he's fucking your brother. Like, that's wild. I'm not giving niggas those types of passes tonight.
That's fact.
Been quiet over there, Pearl. What you been thinking?
So I agree with what the pastor was saying. I think it's more from a biblical standpoint, and if you're not inclined with the Bible, but even if you're not, I just think the attention, like the over entitlement that we have, is why we think the way we're thinking. To where a lot of us as women, if we were just in a group and he spoke that to us, because we have grown accustomed to the entitlement, to the attention, it's almost like it starts to stir up shit in us because we're so used to being first that we actually think that's our place and our position. And when we're told that's not really your place and your position, that's a falsified delusion, and that men are first and should be respected first and should be considered. It's like, well, what the hell you mean? Y'all been telling me it's ladies first. It's been just because something is happening doesn't mean it's real. Doesn't mean that it's true. Doesn't mean that that's the way it's supposed to go. And maybe if we revisited that and gave those men that respect, that consideration, and put them as a priority instead of secondary, then you might get some different results. But if you have women that are combating just the conversation piece, like he can't even say that without you saying, oh, what you mean? Shut the hell up. Listen, fall back, give the man their space. Stop trying to compete. Learn where you are supposed to go so we can grow. You are not a man. You are not his equal. You don't stand where he stands. You need to allow him to lead. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you stupid. You have more power when you understand your place. A queen on the chessboard is not weak. She moves and goes where she is supposed to, and she sacrifices herself for the king. So if you're going to be smart, play your part. But if you're going to be dumb, then you keep accepting what you've been getting, which we pretty much all know are breadcrumbs. So like I say, you want to have a real conversation, the conversation starts with you needing to respect and prioritize men. And if any woman want to try to get me to smoke, baby girl, don't play with me. But I'm just keeping it real. Like the men need to go first. That's our priority, or at least it should be. That should be the new standard. If it's not, it should be original tradition. If we're not going to get back to that, then these conversations are not even worth having because you're not going to establish or reestablish a foundation. We just running in circles, and it always leads back to women are supposed to be first. No, we're not. Fall back. Miss
Pearl, you used to be a rapper.
You know what? I've been teaching for 20 years, and I always rhyme with like my teaching. So it just happens.
That's where the cadence come from. Okay.
I thought you was about to go into some Andre 3000 or something.
Yeah.
You be like, you should get in the booth. I'd be like, no, I'm good. Understood. You know what I'm saying?
So, but the thing about it is what this is the funny thing about it. If the ladies are willing to do it, you realize how much you would get from a man if you was to do that. If you was just what I said, if you just did this for that man, if you're willing to do that, knowing what he wants, praise him on these days he like, you realize how much grace he's gonna have for you, how much love and respect he's gonna have for you, and how he's gonna bend over backwards to go that extra mile for you. But see, the problem is y'all listen to your ragged ass girlfriends. And them lonely tackheads tell you, girl, I wouldn't be doing all that for man. What's so special about him? He deserve. Nah, baby. That's why they lonely. And they ain't cold in the bed, huddled up in a fetal position with that goddamn rose on the nightstand. And you got the real shit. You ain't hooking up with plastic. You hooking up with that real meat. Why did she mess with that synthetic meat? Don't be listening to these lonely ass heifers or your lonely ass mammy. I'm going to say it again. Some of y'all need to be taking that Eminem approach about your mama. You know she wasn't shit. She told you other bullshit information. You ought to hate your mama like Eminem does because she wasn't shit either. And that's part of the reason why you're lonely because she lived that lonely life. She influenced you to be like that, think it was okay and being cool to being lonely. What's cool about being a lonely heifer by your goddamn self? Ain't nothing cool about that. Ain't nothing cool about coming out to at the house. A cold home, worry about looking over your shoulder, worry about the boogeyman coming up snatching your ass up. You had a man in the house, there wouldn't be a goddamn problem. He'd be ready to knock that Negro's head off.
Damn,
to make sure his woman is good.
Leave some points for the rest of us to make nigga down.
My fault.
Go ahead, over.
My bad,
You just cooked for 15 minutes. I love it.
My bad.
I love it.
Ladies, y'all know what's crazy? We are talking about like all these extra things, but if y'all just like smiled more inside of your house, like niggas wouldn't have nothing. They wouldn't even have nothing to complain about. Like, just stop catching attitudes and holding them all day. Like, making somebody feel awkward because you got something going on. Like, everybody, the whole house on eggshells. Like, it's real simple for y'all. It is so simple.
Damn, we ain't got nothing. We might as well talk about a whole nother subject now, nigga. You killed that one for us. He ain't sped it all. Hey, answer to the test.
I'm sure JR got us. You on mute, JR.
We've been having some issues with everything since out, but Max out something because somebody put it in the chat not too long ago, and we always get asked these questions because on panels and on the internet, and we've seen either some life coaches get attacked as well. If all these men have all the answers, why are they single? And then the same thing with women. Like if we know it all, we saying all the right things, then why are we married? I can understand if marriage is not the goal, but like, and I want to have a mature conversation about this. Like, what do you think people are falling short when it comes to? Go ahead.
We got to stop acting like it's asking a man why he's not married is like asking a woman why she's not fucking. Why it's silly is because she controls access to sex. Any woman up here can get dick anytime they want to. Any man up here can go get married whenever the fuck we want to. So it's not like when people ask that question, it's just because they're trying to use, well, if you're not married, we shouldn't listen to you, as if we don't have some sort of other referent power base that we can draw from. Like me, I've been married before. I know how it goes. And then now I can get married whenever I want to because I've done the work to be able to command that type of commitment from women. So when people ask these questions, like logically it's not sound, but it's one of those more emotional things. Like, and it's cool. Like, I understand. It's a lot of emotional men out here that feel like because they're not the men we're talking about, or they're not the men we're talking to, or they can't have these same viewpoints that we have, then they get mad. So that's why they ask questions like that, big dog.
It's gay to ask that question if you're a man. Like, why you not? What do you mean why I'm not married? Because I don't want to be married. Like, we get married when we want to get married. It's that simple. Like,
Well, I do want to say this. Do you guys really think that all men have that choice?
Not everybody. I know we do.
All men that women want do. So, like, again, we don't give a shit about the niggas that's going around here dick dry. The incels don't have access to women. They don't matter. Like, but those are the people that ask these questions, though. Because the men that women want don't ask questions like this because we just understand, like, well, yeah, I can go get married when I want to. It's not difficult. Again, the only thing harder than getting pussy, easier getting pussy is getting a glass of water. Like, and for a guy that a woman want, only thing easier, second thing after that is getting married because it's not hard for us to do. You know how many women out here want to be saved, who want to be wives, and who are looking for like the guys that other women want to marry them and they'll conform to? So it's not realistic to ask that question. That's why Mont said it's gay.
I can understand a girl saying that because she just don't understand. But like,
no, it's a dude that was raised by a single mother asked that question.
Let me get some of the women to chime in on that. What are your ladies feeling about it?
Oh, bitch! I just got this phone.
For me, I'm not married because I was in a relationship for. I'm just putting myself out there because I'm not going to speak for nobody else. I don't know their situations, and everybody's reason as to why they're not married, including on this panel and around the world, is different. So I'll just speak from my personal experience. It's not that we're not able to get married or haven't been proposed or haven't had those situations. Maybe we're just in the process of continuing to learn ourselves, our partners, and who the hell are you to determine when we're supposed to be married or not? Are you married? Whoever posed the question. So it's not whether we have the opportunity to be married or not. It's where we are in our life and if marriage fits that. So me particularly, I'm not married right now as of August 27, 2025, because I ended a relationship that was best on both of our terms because we weren't growing. Now, if we wanted to just have a single podcast about me and my 17-year relationship and why that failed, we can do that. But I wasn't going to continue to give and dedicate another 17 years to something that I knew wasn't going anywhere for a multitude of reasons. So I could have been married in 2008, if we want to be honest. So marriage wasn't necessarily, I'm not going to say it wasn't the end goal. We had issues that I thought we were going to work out and work past and get towards that point. We also had children as well. So there were just a lot of things that happened within a relationship and a course. And once marriage was definitely not on the table or the continuation of us reestablishing our relationship, why the hell are we together? It's not for the benefit of our children. That's going to disservice them. So it's best if we just separate, learn what we did wrong, and wish for the best. But I'm not going to marry anybody just to say I'm a wife and I'm fucking miserable, or I'm making that person miserable because I haven't learned what I needed to learn to even be a wife. But hey, I got a ring. You ain't doing a goddamn thing. So learn who you're supposed to be as an individual, learn what you want, and then try to conform as much as you can with your partner and have a successful relationship before you even try to get into a marriage. So again, it's not that we're not married because we can't. We're minding our business, and maybe you should mind your own. I'm a digress.
Yeah,
I'm not.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I'm not, or I don't think I'm. I think I'm.
Well, I wasn't asking for you guys' personal experiences, so I mean
Okay.
that wasn't the thing. It was just
general,
more so speaking in general.
In general, I think, and I include myself in this group, I wasn't picky enough or discerning enough or associating when I was younger. And I think a lot of women too, they prioritize the wrong thing. And then we find ourselves with men who are speaking with their actions and everything else that they are not ready to be married, and we waste time with those people. Or a lot of women think it's better for me to establish myself because they think I need to be, just in case, I find myself as a single mother, I need to establish myself. So they prioritize careers, or they prioritize themselves being independent, and they're not thinking or even choosing men who are marriage oriented.
All right. I got another video I want to kind of get into. Let me get to these super chats right quick. LD. Did I read this one already? This dude really don't know what he's talking about.
Cam up, G.
Freedom Flow TV 199. Girl with the prison tattoos on her chest. Wild. Aisha, Shantae, 1999. Men copying women's standards is just weak. Is that what you were speaking about, Ann?
Yes, that's exactly what I was saying.
It's still silly. Just because she just paid to say it. You said it for free.
Ekanay, $2 says a woman older than 22 still learning yourself. Sure, you'd be surprised how many people. You got a lot of people make.
I just
still
feel
make
like
mistakes.
you can learn yourself as much as you can by yourself, but it's not the same learning you're gonna have when you're committed to a man. Like, it's just not gonna be the same knowledge. The moment you make that commitment to sacrifice yourself and to build with a man, like, who you were when you were single doesn't even matter. So I feel like when people use that, well, I'm still learning it's kind of, to me, a cop-out.
That just means they still in a hoe phase. I'm trying to discover myself. I'm trying to find myself. She's still being a hoe. Like, she's not done hoeing. She don't want to get married.
That's facts. However, I do think that I know, at least for me, the older I got and the more I learned from the relationships I've been in, you just start to learn who you are. You know, not now if you don't take the time, if you just jumping from relationship to relationship, you'll never learn. You'll never know. But you really start to learn who you are, what you want, the traits you want in a partner. But you also learn, like, yo, this is what I want to be able to give a partner. This is what I have to offer. Like, so, you know, a lot of us, you know, it takes time to learn that sometimes, because we can be in a relationship with somebody that brings the worst out of you for whatever reason. You pick somebody you're not compatible, and you just, you know, so.
It took me till I was a strong 35, 36 before I realized what I needed or what I wanted from a woman. Because before that, I was just like, you know, pretty, funny, you know, that's nasty, you know, all of that. That's pretty all I thought I needed. Yeah. But then after I had somebody that was all of that shit and still was like, no, this ain't it. I realized that, I need someone that I can travel with, that I can take out in public, that I can grow with, that has the same views on finances as I do, stuff like that, right? So, you know, we figure it out later, but once we do figure it out, that's when we typically, like, you don't have to worry about, you know, having to, you know, be a repeat offender, you know, in divorce court.
Right. The stats show men on average commit at the age of 36, around that age. You guys are more established.
Yeah.
One thing I am suspicious of men who talk the relationship stuff and they never get into a relationship. I'm suspicious of those type of men, because I'm one of those guys that I think it's a lot of good women out here. You know,
but you have to ask the question, like, why do they talk the relationship stuff and actually don't commit? A lot of them is because they know that women want commitment, so they lead with that to try, you know, to get the goods, and then they move on to the next one, and
they snipers. They're the ultimate snipers.
Yeah.
Men, a lot of men know how to create we know y'all, right? So we know that when you see a man and he look like he got his stuff together, you know, he's handsome, you know, he lived by himself, got his nice apartment, stuff like that. We know y'all start seeing how y'all start envisioning how fit into our lives. You know, y'all start to envision these things, and a lot of men know that, and they prey on that, and they'll give you everything that you're looking for, and then it's like they just pull away. You know, they snipers like Derrick Jackson and all of them.
But what is that saying about women then?
I'm fast.
I don't know. What is that?
They say you're dumb.
Impressionable.
That's that they dumb. They make dumb,
overly
emotional, bad decisions. That's what that's saying.
No strong male figures in the home.
Yeah, I won't disagree with that.
But
because
he just described. Oh, sorry.
What did you say?
All
I understand it, but
capable, like.
I'm sure they do, but you got to distinguish the real from the fake. And that's part of the problem. Your discernment is just not there. So that's why you need a male role model, your father figure, somebody there to help you make that decision to see the bullshit from the real. But unfortunately, most times y'all too enamored. Oh man, he's got the 6-figure money. He's beating my back through the goddamn mattress. Oh, that's all I need. He takes me to a nice restaurant. He plays a role until he gets what he needs. Look here, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was one of dude. I told you what you wanted to hear so I could get the ass. And once I got that ass, I sent you to the streets. That's what I did. Because I told you, like I said, I just wanted some ass. I don't want you. I just wanted your ass. I didn't give a damn about what you was talking about. I didn't give a damn what you was saying. Blah, blah. I said 3 words. Yeah, is that right? Okay. And as long as I got that ass, I was happy. Once I'm done with you.
Doing that?
You said, when did I stop doing that? When I got married. I was changed and sanctified, filled with the Holy Spirit.
You know how long a nigga can keep that act up if he getting like what he want from you? Decades.
Forever.
Decades.
Yeah,
like,
that's why you have so many underage.
Y'all talking about we not our grandfathers. You know how unhappy our grandfathers were? That's why they had 2 and 3 families across in different cities. And they kept that shit up until they died. And then the families met at the funeral. It is not hard for a man to get what he wants from a woman and do it, because all he has to do is whatever it takes to maintain access to her. So if that's giving her like this faux sense of we're growing together, or we have him saying we're aligned on these things, or we want the same things, like that's all it takes. It's not difficult. And mind you, I'm not saying that y'all are stupid. I'm just saying that you guys are easily manipulated, especially by men when you guys want them.
I don't want to act like men, like these type of men that I'm talking about. I don't want to act like they have to lie to women. Like guys are not necessarily, all these guys aren't necessarily lying to women. You're not even asking questions. Like they just doing them. Like you're not saying like, yo, this is my boundary. What do you want? This is what I'm looking for. Like these guys, like y'all just, yeah, they're not necessarily lying. I never lied. I never had to.
For the attractive women, all you got to do is ask the man, like, look, I know you want to fuck me, but what else? Because once you put the fact that you know that we want to fuck you on the table and we get that out the way, say, okay, what else? You want to fuck me and build. You want to fuck me and date. You want to fuck me and just hang out. You want to fuck me on hotel balconies because I'm your travel partner. Like, you want to fuck me and what else? If you start asking guys that and you put them on the spot, the guys who have like genuine intentions aren't going to be caught by that question off guard. The ones that do, they're going to be like, well, shit, shit is whatever. We can go with the flow, catch a vibe type shit. But y'all don't ask that question.
Go with the flow.
But Willie, I'm gonna take it full circle. They don't care about us. I'm gonna take it full circle. They don't care enough to even ask the question. They don't want to hear about you, know about you. They're not concerned about you. They just want to get it off. You just got to be a good sounding board long enough to get the goddamn cheeks. And that's all we got to do, because they don't care about your feelings. They don't care about how you are, what's going on with you, how was work, how was your day, how was your past life, how was your crime. They don't care about that. Long as you can be a hell of a sounding board and a great listener, you're going to get them goddamn cheeks. Just wait it out.
Eventually she'll ask you, what are we? Eventually she'll say, where is this going? Eventually, after you clapped, she's gonna put the regardless if she's just a good time, fun girl or not. The women in your past have absolutely been like, so where is this going? What are we? Haven't they? And I think that's where the accountability part comes in that Willie was saying. When
I'm not sticking around for that question.
No, the good one. Yeah, the good
I'm
men.
not
y'all
sticking
don't
around for that question.
The ones of us that are like really good at what we're doing, y'all never ask us that question because you still having fucking fun. Y'all only ask that question when shit slow down. You know what I'm saying? It's stagnant. Y'all don't ask that question when you're saying everything's live, lit, and you're doing what you want to do. That question never comes up because what are we doing? It doesn't matter. We still flying out. We still taking trips. We still going to events. We still being seen. We still doing everything you want to do. You still getting all this crazy, romantic shit because I want to keep access to the back of your throat. Like, y'all don't ask that question until shit gets boring. And then you like, okay, so what are we doing? Because you want to have a plan. And that plan is also probably spurred on the fact that you get interest from another nigga. That's why you ask, like, okay, hey, so look, are we exclusive? What are we doing? Because it's another dick over here I can ride and probably get these same things, if not more, from. So let me at least give you the courtesy to, you know, give you saying first right of refusal to doing whatever it takes, you know, saying to make me feel like staying here is better than going over there.
Interesting.
So is that true that if you guys are asked, so it is true that you guys have other people that's ready to entertain when y'all ask that question?
I don't think that's how it be working.
Not necessarily.
I knew you was gonna disagree with me. Go ahead.
Commitment. If
I'm gonna be honest.
Commitment.
When I ask that, either another guy's ready to approach me or I'm ready to move forward, and I could tell that you're not. It's just one of the two. So yes, I do feel like that. When I see another guy's approaching me, he's dead serious, and I see that he's very intentional with his questions, where he's want to take me with his own life. Because I had to realize it's not all about me. Because if you're insecure and you're not secure with yourself and taking care of yourself like you're supposed to, you're not going to do the same thing with me. So I'm looking at him. And once I see that this guy got it figured out and he can help me figure it out and he could lead me and he wants to lead me and he ain't complaining about it. Oh yeah, I'm a second guess and be like, okay, what are we doing here? Like, are you ready to move forward? And I'm going to give you a chance and an option if we've been together for a certain amount of time, because I feel like sometimes they need to feel that pressure. Like, oh wait, I am dropping the ball, just like we do as women. Women really be needing to feel that pressure, because I tell you, when I hear some of these women talking, I'm like, I want to step for my man like that. Like, I'm not finna play. Like, no, not at all about my man. And I don't want my man to play about me. And I feel like you are. And I'm coming across a man who, like, he has a track record of not playing about his women. What? Yeah, you finna get your girl. And I was telling men that on my page, and a lot of them agreed with me. I was like, a lot of y'all was in my inbox. And when I would go to y'all page, y'all would have some shit going for y'allself. Like, I would be really turned down about what I see. But then the way they was approaching me was kind of like, I'm not sure if I can really, you know, and that was unattractive to me. I was just like, well, this man who got way less than y'all is more confident in his ability to try to lead me than you have in your approach. It's like, I don't even know what to do with that. It's like, I need to see you asserting yourself and asserting your leadership.
Don't expect me to raise your standards. If I came in with whatever standard I was at and you was giving me the access to all three of your hoes, I'm not going to change nothing. Like, I'm not gonna pay more. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Can I be honest? I think y'all ask us that question when we want y'all to ask us that question. Like, we know exactly what we doing. we know where we are. We know where you are. We know what you want at that point. And I know typically the way I used to be, when I became inconsistent, it was on purpose. It's because I wanted you to start to kind of peek out. I wanted you to start to kind of start talking to other men or whatever, because I'm trying to move on. You know, I'm trying to move. You know, so and a lot of times we like, yo, if we just become inconsistent, then you're not necessarily gonna. We don't gotta be the bad guy fully. You know, if we just kind of like start to kind of pull back a little bit, we don't gotta fully be the bad guy, because as soon as you start, you know, entertaining other niggas, you feel like you got some sort of, you know, like, so we want to share that thought a little bit, but you start asking those questions when we're ready for you to ask those questions.
I appreciate that.
Well, I don't know. One thing is, ladies, y'all gotta put y'all, if you want to get married, let it be known. Why are you hiding like it's a secret? If that's what you want, let it be known. Share that. Let that man know early. Calm down. Let that man know early on in the relationship, in the dating period. If you know, I can see myself in the next couple of years getting married. But see, the problem is, y'all don't say that. Y'all want to wait till you get 2 or 3 years in relationships. Then y'all want to start. Well, I want to get married. Man, it's too late now. We've been playing house this long. Ain't no need of messing up a good thing. At least that's what he's thinking. It's a good thing to me, because I ain't got to deal with that other shit. I ain't got to do it. But as long as you don't let your intentions be known, he going to keep you stringing along, thinking you're going to be, and we're going to be common law marriage, but ain't nobody going to recognize that but you and him.
y'all spring want to get married on men like men spring having a little dick on y'all. Y'all try to wait until they got feelings for you and then be like, okay, and now he feel bad when you say you want to get married. And a dude be like, oh, she liked me, so she ain't gonna care if you say I hit her with this. I'm saying 2mm dick. Like y'all gotta put your cards on the table up front because all you gonna do is waste your time on the back end. If you know you want to get married and you know the nigga you fucking with don't want to get married, a guy know a girl that she need a 30-inch dick and you ain't got it, like y'all got to get that shit out the way early and stop trying to wait until after, you know what I'm saying, someone's got time invested in you and thinking that's gonna make them stay. Because imagine a nigga marrying you that doesn't like you, or he's only doing it so you'll shut up, or he's only doing it because he just feels like, well, damn, we've been fucking for like 3 years. I do kind of like her. I wouldn't want her to be with nobody else. Okay, cool. So I'll marry her. Like, you don't want that half-ass marriage proposal or that half-ass marriage man. Like, you want a guy who would choose you. Like, that. I think that would probably help so many of y'all if y'all just led with like, hey, listen, I'm not out here fucking for sport. I'm looking to be a wife one day. I'm looking to be this, or you could tell me, hey, look, we cool. I'm not looking for, I'm just, looking to make sure I get my rocks off 2 or 3 times a week with no commitment, you know what I'm saying? Maybe have a dinner or something. But you got to communicate your expectations up front. And even if they've changed, like they may change along the way, right? Women always have the right, y'all reserve the right to change your mind. Even if it changes, just make sure y'all have that communication and conversation so y'all stay on the same page.
I just read what Bo said. She said, then why won't you just say you don't want anything instead of playing games? Stop being a coward and just say what it is and what it's not. See, if we tell you that, nothing's going to change. You're not going anywhere. You're still going to do it. You should be happy that we not necessarily putting that in your face, because at least now you can hold on to your pride. Like, you should be happy.
No, real though, JD. No.
But this is what
I'm gonna let you finish. I'm interrupting you. I'm sorry.
I just want to clarify it though. What I'm saying is, you can tell a girl straight up, like, yo, I don't want nothing serious. Doesn't change anything, right? Or you can just vibe, and you cannot necessarily say that. It's like when you're dealing with a girl and you're like, yo, I'm gonna deal with other women, right? It's like you're gonna let me. Most women have always let me deal with other women, not in a relationship, but they was like, all right, well, maybe I can change them. That's probably what they was thinking in their head. I can change them. We'll just wait it out. I show them that I'm this and that, and y'all, women want to be lied to. We just be doing what y'all want us to do. Most women want to be lied to.
Okay, thank you for putting that on that.
I feel like most women are giving you common courtesy because
I don't think anybody want to be lied to.
Listen, I done had women.
You don't know me. I don't know you enough for me to be committed to you and for you to be committed to me. It's just that simple.
But let's not act like y'all.
And then when I realize you don't want me to get to know you, okay, it's on to the next. I'm not even having sex with you. I'm not doing none of that. I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing no games with you.
Let's not act like women tell us what y'all's expectations are up front either. So don't expect for us to give us the truth that y'all don't give us.
I understand where you're coming from when you say women.
Y'all find the nigga y'all want and y'all will get with him, knowing that he's not the marriage type, knowing that's what you want, but he is like a nigga that's really him, and you'll still deal with him because of who and what he is, knowing that he doesn't, and then get mad when he's like, girl, you knew I'm not the type to get married. And
the difference between me and you and Willie is that I believe what you just said. I believe in, and I believe in it so much that I live that regardless of who I'm dealing with. The difference is how when a man says that he wants that, but you're not embodying that. When you just came on this podcast and say I manipulate women because that's what they want to hear, and I pick and choose, you're giving advice that you're not even taking yourself.
I have no argument for that.
So it's like, how do you know what it feels to be in that position to be able to do that in the first place? Why are you're telling women to do it, but you yourself as a man who's supposed to be leading the household isn't doing it. So how are you expecting women to have a capacity that you as a man don't have?
Wait, so we're not saying that I do this because I'm not the liar type. I tell the truth. But I've always
because when we was just up here, remember they just
I'm not talking about
like y'all shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, I'm not talking about
dope. It was dope.
I'm speaking to that. What you was saying?
No, that was my dog. But no,
no, I'm sorry. I apologize.
None of the men up here have been the type. Like, I don't think that anybody up here was the type of nigga that had to lie to get pussy. I don't think that any of us have ever been that guy. Now we may have done it because it expedites the process. Gets us past the bullshit. A lot of y'all swear y'all not fucking and y'all are celibate, so we gotta stick around for 2-3 months. I'm saying to get you off of that bullshit. Like we may have done that, but I don't think the majority of men are just sitting out here lying to women.
This is what I mean, right? So I've always been honest with women. Like because I've never had a girlfriend up until this point. This is the first woman I asked to be my girlfriend, right? Now, listen, a woman that's not your girlfriend, but y'all been vibing for a minute, right? She'll look in your phone and she'll see that you're talking to other girls. This is what I mean when I say I want to be lied to. It's like, yo, you see it. You see I'm talking to other girls. Cool. You start asking me, are you talking to her? What? You want me to give you something to stay for. You want me to. Like, that's what they be doing. They be like, yo, like, they just want you to fight a little bit for them. Like, I won't do it again. I've never told a girl, yo, I'm not going to do it again or nothing. I never did that. But that's what they want. They want you to. They're trying to tell themselves, like, oh, maybe it's not what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Maybe it's not what I'm looking at. Maybe
it's
not a girl, right? Like,
can you put knowledge 411 question? He said that men grow into being honest as their paychecks grow.
Where is it at the bottom?
That's up. It's right above the crazy. It's 5, 6, 7, 8, 11 up from the bottom. Knowledge 411.
They paychecks and their dicks.
Yeah, there you go. I rarely agree with the shit in the chat, but that's one of the things I understand that is the gospel. That's as a guy's paycheck grows and the more status he earns, we do tend to get a lot more honest because we know that y'all will tolerate certain things from us that you wouldn't tolerate from regular niggas.
Just because you all got more money?
No, not just the money, but that's a part of it. But I'm saying the status to reach. Right. I'm saying I'm saying, well, not swag. I hate that word, but swag. I'm saying, and the presence. Like once you see, say you see a guy, right, and you see him in all his forms, right? He control the room. Other men listen to him. He's a leader. He got a bag. He handsome. Like a guy with all of this shit is it's what do they call it? Handsome privilege. He gonna get that. Like he's gonna get away with a lot more than the nigga that's 5'7", 5'8". You know what I'm saying? Working 9 to 5. Might be a good daddy, willing to be a stepdad. Like you gonna go for the other nigga first, but you might spin the block. I'm saying on the short king later.
Man, grow into honest.
I think something else I wanted to.
I'm not gonna lie. If they both pursuing me the same, you ain't lying. If they both showing the same exact traits, it's like, okay, I got the same 2 dudes with the same traits, but he look better. But if the other short dude don't have the same traits as the dude, the tall dude don't have the same traits as the older dude, like leadership skills, then I'm not fucking with the tall dude. You just a big, tall name, a big, tall problem at that point.
Okay.
Kim says, if we want your status, money, or perks, what happens when that disappears? Is it genuine?
No, it's genuine that you should leave. If the reason why you got with a nigga is no longer there, you should leave.
I think most of them do.
Yeah, I'd say that all of them do. That's one thing I will say. That if I don't think it's very many women who get with a nigga just because he has money that will stay when he doesn't. I would want to I need to see proof or an example of something if that happens. Because if you got with a nigga because he got a bag and then he falls off, you should leave because that's why. That's kind of like say if I chose to date Ann, right? Because Ann was on some crazy wild CrossFit sex shit, and that was the only reason why I was with her. And then she says, you know what? I want to be on no CrossFit sex shit. I want to be on some Pilates stretchy shit. That I'm leaving because that's not what I'm with her for. There's nothing wrong with leaving people who no longer serve you, especially when you get with them for specific reasons like that. Like, of course it's shallow, but you genuinely liked her or him because he had money. Now the nigga's broke. Leave. I'm never gonna tell you. I would never suggest that women stay with men they're not attracted to, or they don't want, or hell, even respect. So it's we know how y'all are in mass about a nigga that's broke. It's real hard to respect or listen to him. So do him a favor and leave before you stress that nigga out.
Yes.
Oh, hey Jared, Bruiser said drop the link.
And my fault. My damn shit keep clicking off. Something else I wanted to say too, because y'all ladies was like, sometimes a man is trying to give you time to kind of switch it up or change it up a little bit. You know, sometimes the interest may have been high, and then you just been doing some bullshit, and so he may not want to totally kind of give up, but he's just trying to wait to see if there's something, how serious it is. You know, like you might have been showing some things that you weren't showing in the beginning. It's like, damn, I hope she ain't what I think she may be. And so, like, during that process, he may not be as eager or be showing them signs that he's intentional, but he's not trying to be not intentional. If he's kind of keeping you around, it may not necessarily be just be wasting your time. But if he's looking at you as a wife or somebody to spend the rest of his life with, that's a serious decision. And so he may just be showing a little bit of grace in that moment to see if you can step up to the table.
And that's why I said communication is important. I'm going to allow you to have this conversation. And I'm very transparent. I think a lot of guys I used to date, they be like, okay, I can't believe you just said that to me. I can't believe you just told me that. But this is where I'm at in our relationship. You need to know where my head is at, how I'm being affected by your actions, you know, just based on who I am as a person. So you need to know if you have the capacity to deal with me. You might not even need a lot of capacity to deal with me, but it's just personal preference, you know. So I do feel like give them that consideration and just have that conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I may have been having a conversation earlier. I can't really remember, but sometimes you kind of want to see how people gonna respond and act like naturally instead of kind of pointing things out. So you might want to give it about a week or two just to kind of see how they're going to naturally respond, naturally react instead of pointing things out.
Yeah, you don't want to always have to point something out. Like, allow people to be who they are, and then you can determine whether or not you two align. But if when you meet someone, you're always like, well, I don't like this, or you're doing this, or you're doing, like, let the person show you who they are. And a lot of, as busy as we are nowadays, things take time to really unfold. I just think women jump in too fast, in my opinion, and then they get disappointed.
Bruiser, where the fuck you coming from? A funeral?
Here you go with the bullshit.
Men in black looking ass niggas.
Man, I had
Go ahead.
First of all, I had court today, and I had an interview today, so I just been in this motherfucker all day.
Did you win?
This wasn't a matter of win. It was, I can't even talk about this. It's just.
Oh, you ain't won yet, then.
What, you got security clearance?
You know I do.
What's your level?
I used to work at the White House. There you go.
Is it still active though?
Yeah. Yankee
bullshit, motherfucker. Don't be loud.
All right, nigga. See, you know I love proving shit. But hold on, I'll give you a second.
No. You ain't gotta do that. Don't do that. Okay. But just talk to me offline, and I'll fill you in on some stuff.
If you're in court for
it just need a secret. It ain't no crazy shit like that.
Yeah, I already know
some shit happened some years back when I was in the military.
That'll do it.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to the panel, G.
What are y'all talking about? What's the topic? Oh yeah, I had an interview with Andre Spence. He's a part of the Black Manosphere, 4 Horsemen, the guys who created it. We talking about what we gonna do down there in Miami. Did you tell everybody we going to Miami?
No, I didn't tell nobody.
Hey, you know what? You know how
that's not my news to break, so I was keeping it to myself.
No, you can break it. Tell them how we going down there. Is we gonna get the McLarens or no?
I'm booked already, bro. I told you I wouldn't waste no time. I booked these on the phone.
Now I can't show up in the Uber now. I got
you. No, you can't just take mine. We get the same content. You just niggas they gonna ask if you paid for it or not.
No.
Take the old lady out. You know what I'm saying? We'll be fine.
Yeah, man, I've been on this money pill shit though. I got a new movement.
Can we know some? Can we know? Hey,
I think the ladies are gonna love this because this is for men. This is something that's designed that's gonna put men and women in the same place. There are a lot of guys that are not gonna like it. A lot of guys who don't believe in what I believe is not gonna like it. So, and ladies, just give me an understanding. This is a test. That is a litmus test. Y'all are looking for a lifestyle and security, right? For the most part. And you ain't got to speak specifically for you, right? A lot of guys are just not willing to do that, right? So if we can get men that are willing to be transactional, I know people hate it. Men want peace, right? Men want to protect their assets. I think that's a great exchange. I think if women came into the table with an understanding that she was gonna get the lifestyle she wanted, the security she wanted, and man was able to get the peace he want and the outcomes he want, then we'd be all right. And then whatever happens that, if it develops into marriage or something like that, that's fine. If it don't, if it just stays that way, that's cool. But the last thing I want to do is keep the paywall from these companies that pushes consumerism by keeping men and women single. Because if you want to be honest, what are men doing most of the time? They're paying for what? AI girlfriends, OnlyFans. Hell, the tennis star, what is her name? Charge $1,000 to go on a date. Somebody's doing that. Y'all don't believe it, but somebody's paying her $1,000. For a plethora of men, that might sound crazy, but there's a group of guys that it's not a bad deal. They can afford it.
I think that's covert prostitution.
You can call it what you want, but
well, I'm talking in her case, because somebody pointed out she had an OnlyFans page that didn't have no post to it. So
yeah, a lot of these women are already making a lot of money. What I'm trying to do is eliminate the middleman. Fuck paying through the account subscriptions and getting taxed. How about we just come face to face and meet each other and create the terms? But the money pill is something that is on the man's terms. And a lot of men don't want the drama. They don't want to be forced into no committed relationship, no marriage, and none of that dumb shit, unless it develops into it. But initially, they just want their peace and no drama. So if you see this man, and you might see him out on a coffee date with another girl, the deal is no drama. You getting your outcomes, you getting your desired outcomes. You might be covering some expenses. Turn a blind eye, and I'll call you tomorrow or some shit like that.
Hold on. So you're saying that? Clarify what you're saying.
Basically saying pay what you weigh.
Okay, so basically like, yo, I want you to be my shorty, but you want this lifestyle, cool. I want to fuck other bitches, and I want you to shut up. Do we have a deal, pretty much?
I mean, if you come out blatant like that, it's very classless to communicate.
I'm not saying like that, but just in general, is that the gist of it?
The gist is peace. For the man, want peace. The man don't want to be strapped down and exclusive to someone who's not going to who's not willing to get on this program. If initially, the women want their wiggle room to be able to navigate and bow out whenever they want to. I mean, ladies, am I wrong? Some of these guys are giving off this energy that they're checking a list, but whenever you spend enough time around them, they might just not be checking a list. So you want to be able to reserve the opportunity to be able to navigate. And the men want to be able to reserve the opportunity to be able to navigate. You don't have to lock anything in. This is just a way to deal with each other and put men and women in the same room and just let whatever happen, whatever magic happen.
I can get it. Men have been paying for peace forever, so I don't see an issue.
You've been invested in peace forever. And if you go back to history, men have there's always been an input and an output. There's always been a return, a ROI. If you talk to Willie on business, it's always been a return on investment. And I think the most important thing men want today, and this don't apply to everybody, what it does is it miraculously bring the average women and the average man together. Because the average man, the incels, they don't want to, there's too many content creators shaming, hey, don't be transactional. But then those guys behind closed doors are sitting in front of a computer screen and they're being transactional. So let's just come out of the fucking closet and call it what it is. If you're going to be transactional, let's cut out the middleman and you be surprised with other things that happen from that. Y'all might just move on to commitment.
If you, I wish I had screenshots from the stuff. Like, so my son, I started my son an AI OnlyFans management thing, right? And so he uses a bunch of AI girls and gets dudes to pay to get pictures from AI women. If you could see the shit that these niggas ask these girls to do, like, and they're paying $100, $200, I'm saying $500 for a 3-minute video. Like, these that's how transactional it's become for the majority of these men who can't get women. So they're going online instead of going to Pornhub. They're going and finding these Instagram influencers with, you know, all the links in there and like, hey, listen, I want to see you play with another girl's titties with your toes. Send me the video. He goes into his, you know, AI, makes the video. He gets a Cash App. He sends the video. Like, it is wild, the shit that so many men have to do. Like, the men that y'all ignore, I don't think y'all ever have to worry about them spinning the block because these AI girls are infinitely more accessible, and then they do exactly what they're asked for. So they're just paying for it. So this shit is crazy.
I've had friends like this. They told me their experiences don't listen. Those guys are weird. It's something wrong with them. They don't have it all. That is not a guy you want to settle down and have kids with. If y'all gonna choose those men, make sure y'all give them men classes, darling. I feel like if he took classes from you and some of the men on Lapeef before going into a relationship, maybe he can calm that weirdness down. But men who is willing to go to the extent of that, he has a problem. He's hypersexual. There's nothing. No, I don't feel like the average man is that hypersexual. I'm just gifting it to y'all. I don't feel like all y'all like that. Maybe y'all know y'all species better than I do. So that's just.
Well, look, there's a much needed bridge. So the thing is, whenever a growing number of men are going through life without having sex, period, I mean, that energy is bottling up somewhere, and it has to be released somewhere. And that's why they call them incels. See, let's get one thing straight. Incels is not the dorky guy with the bifocals and he look like a quadriplegic. The incel is an average earner. He could be the average earner. He can be a guy making 70,000. He can be a guy making 80,000. He just don't have the genetic markers to be able to get the attraction, to present the necessary attraction to get to third base with the women. There's a lot of guys who earn average money or even more, and just can't get the job done in the market. They don't have the genetic. They just haven't hit the genetic lottery. You got 5'4", 5'5" guys that are swinging and missing.
Are you saying they ugly?
Well, it could be they're ugly.
I don't think it's ugly. I just think they don't know how to talk.
They're just not desirable. We got to be honest. There are signals. There are mating market signals that women look for to deem you worthy of attraction.
Look at the girl.
And if you don't have that, then you have to compensate for that. And if you're not compensating for it right there with her, you're going to be compensating it virtually on the computer. You're going to be opening up porn accounts, OnlyFans accounts, all these other things, man. If you look at the numbers that are increasing, man, one woman can entertain thousands of men and become a millionaire. I think Sophie Rain became $43 million. Little Tay got $1 million off of thousands of men.
Baby.
So if you're gonna do that, why don't you just come out of hiding and just talk and just negotiate with the women? And look, how can we deal with each other?
Those women feel like kids still. They be 18 when they do that stuff.
Man, there's some grown women on OnlyFans.
There's a lot of grown women on there. So Darwin, you're saying like pretty much for the incels to just make a deal, like come up, talk to the woman, make a deal for sex, and I guess
I'm not saying make a deal for sex. It can be a relationship. It just what are you offering, and what am I offering, and how can we negotiate with each other?
I'm not sure if that's going to be genuine.
Okay, but what about so if you're saying incel is a man, okay, so hold on. If you're saying that that's a man who typically has trouble with communicating with women or getting to the point,
it doesn't matter if it's a man that has trouble.
Okay, so he has trouble. So once you bring them
it doesn't
together,
matter. It's not restricted to men who have trouble. This could be the guy that's JR's age 50. He don't want any more kids. He's meeting a woman who's 35. She might have kids. She's 40. She might have a kid or something. JR wasn't in marriage, but he wants to have the experience of the relationship with a woman. But he doesn't want to risk getting into a marriage or tying up he don't want to cohabitate. In some states, you got to be careful with cohabitation because common law marriage, depending on how long you're cohabitating. He just want to say, hey, look, I'll cover a few bills here, I'll cover some expenses here. All I want is peace, no drama. You see me out here, wave high, don't get into my shit. You're covered, I'm covered, we're good, let's deal. That's simple.
So these are just approved situationships?
Both of them will mutually agree to deal with each other.
Contractual.
That's why nobody gets
non-disclosure agreements, basically.
You can have an
going on though.
We promote NDAs. Imagine a woman who's 42. She don't want to have any kids. She don't have the kids already. A man doesn't have these kids. They just want to have the experience. And we understand society is not set up for people to be single at an elderly age.
I get that part, but when you bring them together, like there's no probability of sustainment though. Like if they're lacking all of these qualities,
there's always a risk.
That part. You just want to bring them together to see if they match.
Sugarbabies.com.
We care about whether the relationship goes right, but that's up to the two. What we want to do is be hands off. Once you put people together and they deal with each other, then whatever magic comes from that happens. If it doesn't work out, you have the right to exit. And if a woman hasn't built with you, she gracefully leaves without trying to take away from you. And the woman, she moves on.
Are we doing low speed?
The whole point for the man is to be able to have the relationship on his own.
Will somebody get pregnant?
Well, see that, and that's why I say it. And oftentimes, a lot of these cases will be men who've already had the kids that don't want to have the kids. Specifically, my audience, I got an audience that are 45 to 60. Most of these guys don't even want to have any kids. So that's not even a matter.
So they got hysterectomies and stuff like that.
You do got guys out here that's running around and they don't have a vasectomy. So one of the terms is, hey, look, I got a vasectomy. You got the tubes top. Let's deal with each other. What do you want? What do I want? How do we maintain this by keeping drama out of it? Me maintaining my peace and you getting the lifestyle you want. Because why are we acting like women are not prioritizing the lifestyle? Y'all might not be, but an overwhelming majority of women are pursuing lifestyle first. And if they cannot get it, they're going to be going to school to get their careers, their financial independence, and they're willing to die alone. If they can't get the lifestyle from you, they'll go and build it for themselves. And everybody in the company, everybody in consumerism, makeup lines is pushing the independent woman, the single woman, because they know if the woman get married, they take a hit. Because women don't often buy makeup stuff. They don't buy tech. They don't buy purses and all that stuff. They actually scale back on expenses, and that hurts the middleman. And the goal with Money Pill is just to get rid of the middleman. And let's see if the two can figure out how to deal with each other. Because whether we like it or not, men are spending money anyways. They're either spending it behind a computer screen or they just not having it at all, period. And that's just not what men want. Men still want to have peace, but they still want the real experience. A lot of these guys are becoming desensitized of the AI girlfriend. Some of these guys are shutting down their OnlyFans account. They're tapping out. They still want the original experience. Men still love these women, even in the belly of the beast, where these women are becoming even more unruly. The men still want to have love, and we just got to figure out how can we get these two to deal with each other. There is no other pill that's doing that. The blue pill is a fantasy. The red pill is got a whole bunch of angry men. They're still trying to punch the clock, but they're a little slew-footed and hesitant. The black pill is there is no hope. So what do we have? We have something where men and women can come into the same space and figure out how to deal with each other. That's it.
It sounds like
another thing, and let me say this, another thing with this deal is you got to understand what's happening. If this doesn't happen, if this doesn't work, what is going to happen? The average woman already right now in real time is going after the top 15 to 10%, right? So what is she doing right now? She's sharing those men. So if we can do this, we can expand her options. She have very limited options. with hypergamy. But if you get men to want to be able to exchange whatever it takes for peace and security of his finances, then this opens up more options for the woman. She don't have to rely on a small portion option at the top. She can now date the average man that are hiding behind the computer screens.
So she got to date all of them?
She don't.
Because I'm like, how'd you guarantee her the same income she could get from dating 1,000 men at once? You know what I'm saying? You saying she having this interaction with all these men at once, but she's only doing it for a certain amount of money.
Well, from my understanding, and you can tell me, does a woman want all the men, or do she want the lifestyle?
She want the money. That's what it's
what was the money lead to? Lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so she want the lifestyle. So you got to pick one. You want to be a whore? Go ahead and be a whore.
But they can't provide her that. It's like a whole bunch of men that live middle class lifestyles, putting their money together to provide this luxury lifestyle.
It's proven that the man can provide, but I'm not telling you. There's a group of men obviously can provide all expenses, and then the lower you go down into the salary levels, then there's some men that just can't do that. They may be able to pay a bill here and there, and then you can deal that way.
See, my girls, I could bring you the girls, but see, my girls, they gonna need what portion of the money do they get? You feel me? Because it's not adding up for them. Because they like, why would I do that when I can get the money by myself? Like I'm already ain't no middleman for the money I'm getting. It sounds like this is just to help you, those men you talking about, but you got to make it more lucrative for the girls that I'm gonna bring to you to make this.
Lock his ass up.
That's the good understanding. So how are these women getting their money themselves?
You just said it, OnlyFans and stuff.
Well, see, you
gonna offer them a better price than OnlyFans? Like, okay, I'm not gonna take as much as OnlyFans.
Lock his ass up.
How long before competition catches up, though?
What you mean?
So if you're talking to the young 20-year-old, 25-year-olds that's in the prime that can still go ahead and do numbers on OnlyFans, then yeah. Well, what you're gonna run into is once you start hitting 35, 40, that thing gonna be sagging.
Oh, they done saved up by that point.
Wait. They what?
These 18-year-olds making $4 million within the first month.
See what you're doing is you're going back to a prime dating market value for the women. This is typical for women who are don't want to die alone. Specifically.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. So what y'all offering us? That means if we over here, the women I got, because I'm not gonna be a part of this, I'm just gonna run them. I'm gonna be their manager. But like you said, you asking not to be bothered with, but I need to bother you for my peace. You know what I'm saying? It kind of conflicts. Like, how they gonna be able to bother you? But
what does most women want today? And this is something that we have to go back. They want the lifestyle. As much as you want to get around it, they want the lifestyle and security. And a lot of them don't feel comfortable dating the average man because they don't feel like he can do it. So they're going after the top dogs. And these guys are not checking out of the game because they are overwhelmed with options. The women are winning online, right? We can give you that. Y'all are champion. Y'all are killing it online. But in reality, y'all are losing. And there's only a small percentage of men that are winning in reality. The average man and the average woman are just completely missing each other. But whenever you start getting to 35, 40, and 50, what are you going to do? You can't keep going to all OnlyFans and talking about you're going to go make your money on your own. You're going to have to come to the table and make a deal.
And then if you look at
what they do on the Zeus now,
what about the broke men that don't offer a lifestyle, but they offer some D and like some satisfaction? I mean, when I'm 48, you guys, I'm old. I'm not probably the oldest person on this panel, but when you get to a certain age, you know what I'm saying? They're not offering nothing that you don't already have. So then what happens? Like
so basically you're saying you're basically a woman who got her stuff squared away. She got her stability. She just want the D.
She want the D.
Well, I would say this, not that I just want the D. I'm just saying that what if you don't have anything else to offer, the lifestyle, the whatever, what else do you have to offer is except sex? Because if you can't offer like fixing things around the place or doing the basic things that a man could do, like taking care of the plumbing and whatever, what else can you offer other than the lifestyle? Because
you know what, DJ Genesis, that is a wonderful proposition. I think a lot of men would love to come over there and fix some things that are broken, and to get into a marriage contract with how old are you?
I'm 48.
A 40-year-old woman who probably don't. And it's no shade to you. He would rather go and bust you down and fix the pipes and keep it moving.
I mean, I can get bust down no matter what. Like, let me tell you something. Trust me. Listen.
I'm not arguing that you can't get busted.
Big woman, I don't have no problem getting sex.
I don't think he was saying that.
Okay,
I'm not saying
bust down. As long as a man have a D, he will bust down people no matter what. Don't matter.
Listen, listen. This is no shot.
Vagina is bust down opportunity to get done. Trust me.
This conversation is actually making my point very clear. You actually had listed out a few things that you wanted that were actually realistic, and a lot of men would jump on that. You want them to come over and fix shit that break around. The guy go on ChatGPT and learn how to fix it.
Go fill my tank up. Like just basic stuff that men supposed to do.
Thank you. Just basic stuff.
Make sure that and then give me a little money for like rent. Like make sure I don't.
Okay, so now you want rent money. So now you move, and that's fine.
Ain't no free.
That's fine, and that's fine.
The women want the lifestyle, but I'm like, okay, but there's women that the title is why are men chasing women? If a woman tries to engage a man, then she look like stupid, right? But everybody like take pictures of the woman getting down on her knee, giving a man a ring. Like, I want to marry you, and then it's like a joke, right? Oh my God, look at this.
Okay, so I think you're just moving too far. Let's keep it. You said you wanted the pipes clean. You wanted,
not the pipes clean. I'm just saying like. Fix some shit. Like know how
you want to fix some stuff. You got a lot of broken shit around the house, and you want it fixed.
Yeah, I'm a homeowner. I need to I don't need to. Where can I get my car? My AC went out.
Your AC went out. Got it. So that's a good deal. So
the lifestyle, honey. Most of this lifestyle stuff. Come on, we already provide our own lifestyle. Why are we pretending like you don't have?
Well, you can't sit here and say
get
you got
our nails done and get our hair.
I get it. You can't sit here and say you got a whole bunch of broken stuff and say that you provide your own lifestyle. It just don't. The two don't make no sense.
No, I just pay Mexican or whatever the people to do it. But I'm saying, but if I got a man that is actually a handyman,
you just took a shot at Mexicans. I'm gonna let you slide.
I didn't take a shot. I'm just saying, like, if I got a man that can do all these things, like a handyman. And I can like get behind that handyman. I can spend less money.
And so that's what I'm trying to do. I get it. You got a lot. You got a lot.
A plumber, electrician, something like that's who I need to talk to. Because we can put our money together and then we can do.
Well, what I'm trying to get to understand one thing real quick. You got a lot. You got a lot that you're asking for, and that's
Darren, let me just say this. She just proved my point, Darren. You think you're gonna get a woman that's gonna enter that contract for something so simple. And I'm telling you, she already thinking like, damn, he doing this. Now I could get him to do this.
Well, see, that's only one side. Y'all haven't heard the other side of the proposition. Remember, this is something for.
So then what do you offer at that point?
If you let me speak, ma'am, this is something that is predicated on the man's terms. What you're trying to do is create the terms of the deal, and you're overly compensating for your own benefit when you're not. You haven't said a word about what are you going to do? What he's going to get in exchange? And that's the other side of it. You got to be able to be willing to accept his terms. And his terms might be, hey, look, I want head on demand. You know what I'm saying? I want you to come cook, and then I want you to report to my house every week at 5:30, and I want you to clean my house. I want you to scrub my floors. I want you to wash all of my clothes. And if you see me with another woman, I want you to turn a blind eye. I will call you tomorrow.
You better go and hire someone. It's $100 to get someone to
watch. See, that's an unfair deal, and you would be disqualified because you can't ask a man to come in here and be an electrician, a plumber, and fix all these things and pay your rent. To think that you don't.
I don't have to
So, Darwin, you hear?
Why would you ask me to
try to convince a 25-year-old woman of this? Like, I'm trying to.
Well, see the problem with you, Dasimone, you keep tipping back over to a woman.
I don't have to actually do these things. I can hire people to do it. So what about that?
Okay, well then go hire him. then you just gonna have to keep hiring her. I don't know if you fucking the guy.
So then, where does a man fit in my life at that point? Because
You're gonna have to tell the guy. You're gonna have to tell the guy you're hiring. You're gonna have to tell Jorge to come to the bedroom.
I think Darwin. I think she's highlighting that
the risk she's running into. Jorge might not be attractive for that visit. At least you got a man that you like, fixing your stuff and putting it down in the bedroom. But if you sit here boasting saying I got it all, I'm saying why haven't you got off your ass and fixed it?
Well, I don't know how to do it. So what I'm
okay then. So it's a fair exchange that you need, or your house is gonna break down on you.
One thing I'm trying to explain is that like this whole like thing of like this man provides this lifestyle narrative is not realistic. Once you get to a certain age and the man have not provided the lifestyle, you end up providing it for yourself. And then what happens?
But DJ Genesis, there's a huge thing that you did not factor in. It's not whether you get to a certain age. You haven't factored in. You haven't factored in at some point in time earlier in the years. You lost yourself. If you look at your physical aesthetics, if you look at your femininity, and if we got to be completely honest when we talk about money pill, you probably weigh more than the couch you're sitting on.
And so what?
But I'm saying these are some of the things.
I might weigh more than the couch I'm sitting on, but I don't have no problem finding no men. I ain't no problem finding no money.
Well, why? Well, where's he at?
Is that so? You want to try to put me down about my weight?
No, I'm not. I'm not putting you down.
Let me tell you something. Let me say this: is that do you have kids,
ma'am?
Because there was a time when I wasn't this size, right? And this is
ma'am. I'm telling you. How long you been that size then, ma'am?
This ain't getting worse. This ain't really getting better because if you just said you got 3 kids, like nothing, you got 3 kids. How old are those babies? 6, 8, 9 weeks?
She's
like so if they unless those kids are babies.
No, you don't get to tell no woman about how her body should react.
Shit, if we don't, we control the dating market. Like
no, you don't know how a woman's body reacts to childbirth.
Well, I will say this. You're right. I don't know how a woman's body reacts to childbirth.
Listen, let me explain something to you.
Let me try.
You can't be sitting here talking about I got 3 kids and your kids is 31, 32, and 33.
They're not.
Okay, 10, 11, and 12.
One has passed away, and then I have a 7-year-old and I have a 17-year-old.
Cool. So you had
DJ. So this is what they're
children until I was 30 years old.
DJ Genesis. This is what they're saying, right? Me at this age, right? I'm 34, right? At some point in my life, I lost myself. I did. I lost myself. I wasn't taking care of my hair the way I was supposed to. I wasn't taking care of just my femininity as much as I'm used to. You know what I'm saying? So what they're saying, it really don't have nothing to do with weight and age, but you do have to consider some factors when upkeeping yourself as a woman and trying to attract men in a feminine type of way. It's a certain type of femininity.
I wear a head wrap. I
wear my natural hair. So it's nothing about wearing wigs or keeping up with the times. It's nothing like that.
So you're only seeing me on this screen, but I don't have lipstick on, or what is it that because I'm natural?
For a woman, it's her weight and her age. For a man, it's his pockets and his stage. Like I made it rhyme so it's easy.
You be fat as hell and be rich, and then you're good.
What you gotta understand?
A man is more likely to be successful.
Fat as fuck, fat as hell, but with no kids, nothing to actually blame it on.
Right.
Just fat as fuck.
Well, let's do a logic. Let's do it.
You're not a thin guy.
Hold on, Bruce. I got
it. Thing to say, sir.
Hold on, Bruce. I got it. This is the thing, right? So,
are you thin, sir? Are you?
No, I'm 6 foot 250. You're 5'5", 250. That's the problem. So let's not act like, you know what I'm saying. Don't make it an ad hominem thing because I wasn't finna be funny, but I can.
No, you already did. You already did.
I haven't been funny yet. I promise you, I haven't been funny.
You already said, "Oh, you're overweight." You already said that. You have 3 kids. And
what are you talking about? I didn't say anything. I just pointed out that you can't blame being fat on having a 30-year-old child.
So
that's what I said.
I don't have a 30-year-old child.
I'm sorry, a 17-year-old child. Like you talking
about? I just had a child 2 years ago. What do you mean?
Oh, again, you said you're 17.
You got a 2-year-old too?
No, he passed away.
Oh,
I had a
cool.
complication during birth. I had
were you skinny when you had the 2-year-old?
I lost a lot of weight. I was never.
Or do you still
I've
have
never
the
been a
baby
skinny.
fat from the
I've never
7-year-old?
been a skinny woman, honey. I've never been skinny.
Exactly. So that's the point.
No.
What he's saying is that the way you look and the way you act, you don't have a lot of leverage in the dating market. He's just not saying it directly.
No, that's what you say. I've had.
That's exactly what he meant. That's what we.
No, well, that's what you guys are saying because
Bruiser,
you
am I wrong or not?
Well, let's do this,
You
DJ.
don't know what kind of men I've
You're
been
right.
What we doing right now?
DJ Genesis, let's take a step back and let me just ask you a question.
Y'all want to be shallow. Y'all only think that.
No. Listen, DJ Genesis.
Only the people who not attractive that worry about that. Like we calling us shallow because we have a preference.
Like, but men, but there's all.
Let's take a step back,
How
Genesis.
many million men in this world that don't have the same ideal of what beauty is than you? That's your ideal of beauty. I've seen people on 300-pound life with me.
And you don't
DJ,
have
what
one.
you're trying
That's
to do
the point.
You're arguing an anomaly, but let's
You
just
don't
do
know
it.
what I have. I'm just talking. You don't know who I got.
Everybody on my 600-pound life has had somebody, and you don't. You're on the panel
You don't
arguing
know
with
what
a
I
bunch of
have.
strangers.
You don't know what I got. You don't know.
I can guess a couple things you got, but we're talking about a man right now.
You don't know what kind of niggas in
So,
my
so you have a husband right now, or somebody that's paying your bills and providing a
Who said I
lifestyle for
wanted
you?
a husband? I own property. I'm not gonna just jump into a relationship with a husband because
All
I have heirs. I don't want to jump into a legal contract with a man and that doesn't work out. So
But you had a baby at 46.
No, I had a baby at 42. What?
This is not looking good for you, and I'm trying to stop you.
DJ Genesis.
I'm trying to stop
DJ question, right? Can you admit that if you lost weight, you would look much better and you would reach your potential, right?
I knew this was about to happen. I know Real Dope was gonna come out and say no.
Hey, can I talk?
I used to be way heavier than
No, dog. You probably just need to stay out of it.
DJ Genesis.
I used to be way heavier than this. I have been losing weight.
That's nice. That's nice. Now, if you continue, right?
I've lost actually over like 75 pounds. That's the part that you don't.
Oh, that's beautiful. Now, if you continue, do you feel like you would look much better?
I would look much better. It doesn't mean that it would change who I would date because
but I'm not asking you. I'm just asking you. Do you think that you do you think?
No, it's about the substance of the person.
No, I get that, but I'm not. Hold on.
Does not mean that the dating pool.
You oversimplifying the response. I mean, you over exaggerating the response.
I'm not asking you all. I'm just asking you small question. I'm going somewhere with it. Like,
okay, let's go ahead.
If you just got down, I'm pretty sure it's a weight that you feel like is optimal for you.
And I'm working on it. Yep.
Exactly. And we all are. Everybody is, right?
Okay.
That's all we saying is that you have a potential and you can reach it.
Okay.
And you haven't reached it yet.
I haven't reached it, but I'm working on it,
Yeah.
And that's what we're
amazing.
But the thing is that you never actually ask me, okay, well, are you working on your weight? Are you doing things? Yeah. I have a whole medical team and everything.
But DJ, you have to understand they didn't do that because when it came down to what you asked
even the flag bird getting that smoke. God damn, dope.
You were so focused on what you did. You weren't thinking of. You wasn't saying about what you could provide that a man actually wants. Like you were just only talking about what you could get, and you was like, "Well, if he's not going to do that," but it's like, are you matching up with what the man who would do? What
she don't even know what the men want.
Do you know what?
I don't listen. So the field of dating that a lot of people are on are not the field of dating that I'm on. The people that I'm dating don't have the same opinions that the people are on this panel. You guys are in a wind tunnel in discussing this. I don't have a problem finding men.
No, we're not. That's not what she's saying. She's saying, do you understand what the men want from you?
It depends on what the man is.
Okay, can you give
me? Listen, for instance, when I used to date men, I wouldn't always get what I wanted, right? I was just dating men that was just good for dating, not good for marrying. Then I had to realize the man that I want requires certain things from a woman. So to being more submissive, trusting them in the process, letting them learn on their own, things that me personally had to work on. The stuff that the man that you want, the type of ideal marriage man. Do you know what he would want from you? You want a man that'll fix stuff around the house, pay all the bills, do these things, or not even pay all the bills, but like I know you didn't say that. You said contribute. I'm sorry. You said contribute some type of way. Do you know what that type of man wants from a woman? That's what he's asking.
Well, I would say this. At this point, what I've seen is that
what would you do? What would you give?
What would I give? I mean, I've already been giving to
and that right there will disqualify you.
No, what do you say? What do I give? You mean
You have all these endeavors going, but you haven't yet researched what the man actually desires, which is so simple.
Oh no! I can tell you what he desires. He wants his dick sucked. He wants me to help him out a little bit,
fit, feminine, and friendly,
certain things like that. So.
You just took a cop out, but it's okay. If you would have turned
that
down, I would have gave you a D+.
He wants me to sex on a regular basis. He wants to be able to I guess
just call it quits. This is your homework assignment, Genesis. I want you, when you get off of this computer tonight, Lord Jesus, take some time and go. First of all, go study the market. It's so easy. It's an eyesore to know what men in this day and age want. Go study it and learn what men want.
But men are not a monolith.
What?
Well, most of us
want not a monolith. Like
most men want their women to be fit, feminine, and friendly.
Different things, I know. But the common things that men want are usually like from a sexual aspect.
Okay, what do men want your age?
It's different. I meet different men, and different men want different things depending on where
they
are.
You know the problem with what you're saying?
I would say that. Okay, I dated one guy. He's a homeowner. He owns multiple properties. He wanted me to help him out with his businesses, and he wanted me to, of course, sexually and this, that, the other. And he'd be cool with that. Me being like underneath him, doing that, helping him with everything, and being there for him, whatever. So that's that one guy. This one guy just was more a sexual thing and wanted more sexual things or whatever. So then another dude, he might have wanted more like me trying to take care of him. So different type of guys want different things. One guy don't need me to take care of him because he got money. He ain't got to like have me take care of him. One guy is kind of in the middle and he just wants sex and this, that, the other. Another guy is like completely like,
How many bodies? That's a lot of bodies,
man.
Man.
Goddamn dicks.
God
damn.
So I know one of you confused. You've had too much to share to be able to actually laser focus on exactly what an individual man.
I'm trying to explain to you the different types of guys that are out there. And depending on who I run into,
we're men. You have so many men with a combination of experiences that can tell you that can shrink your radius down to focus on and pinpoint on some important concept. And I think Hank is trying to talk. Go ahead, Hank, brother Hank.
No, I got nothing to say. I said chat.
I have two.
What'd you say, man?
I'm casting too large of a net, and I'm just getting all the different dudes that want different things. Is that what it is?
No, man. Hey, I praise you for getting all these dicks, man. Get as many dick as you can, man.
Listen. I'm not talking all these different guys. I'm just saying. You was just talking about honesty. They're asking for different things in the relationship. So I have to choose whether I want to do it or not. And so one dude want this, I'm like, well, I'm not willing to do that, and that's it. And so one guy like, nah, So I'm running into a lot of turning down situations that I am more like, okay, I'm willing to like, and I might fuck one of them, and that might be the one dude I'm fucking, but I'm not gonna be fucking all of them. So
you's a goddamn pimp. Shout out to you for your pimp game. I can see what's going on, Miss Genesis.
I mean,
you running these dudes. You running these goddamn dudes.
One guy with a big one, you fuck him, and then that's the one, and then you got other dudes that like supply other needs. That's all you gotta do.
I know.
One guy helps me with this, one guy helps me with that, one guy does. And so rather than just one guy,
is this what we really finna fucking do for the rest of the night? Like, listen, it's only a certain level of bullshit and delusion that I can tolerate. Like, I got a little bit of allergy to this type of shit.
Let her speak her truth, Will. Let her speak her truth.
because she too old, and then we got too many young women in the chat that's gonna think this shit is
Let me
cool.
tell you something. Listen, I am old, and that's the thing is that what I've learned over life is that sometimes one guy is not gonna do everything that you need to get done, especially when you're a person like me. Like
she got options.
Can't just do all of it.
Yeah,
she
you're
got
right.
options. I
Sometimes
know
the
that's
guy's
right.
not going to do that, but for attractive women, they will. For the women that are the things they
Well,
want,
honey, but one guy can't do it all
that
because
are
most of
fit,
y'all like
feminine,
Talk
and
about it
friendly,
later,
they
but-
tend to do
y'all
what they need
pretty
to
ass
do.
Through that time,
do all that
laughter
shit.
couldn't keep y'all together. So what was something that you was realizing like, yo, this may not be the situation for me?
I think that a boss like that needs someone to sit down. Sit down. Go be in his life and sit down. Sit down. Have a great life. Be on the jet. Laugh. Sit down. Don't do too much.
What do you mean don't do too much?
Don't do too much. I'm doing too much. I'm here. I'm in this city. I'm getting hosting. I'm getting booking. I'm
So this is Rick Ross' ex-girlfriend. Yeah, I don't know.
writing a book. I have an app. I'm working out. I'm working out with celebrity men. I'm doing all these cool things. You're doing too much. You're getting too much attention, right? And these are not his words. This is not something he insinuated on me. This is an observation I made as being in the seat.
Yes.
Sit down, Christina. Like, you're doing too much. I'm trying to record a song. Stop. We're not recording right now. What? Nigga, yes, I am. And I'm that kind of girl. I don't need a man to, that's what we were talking about earlier, to full circle. I don't need a man to come in my life and you're not my daddy. You're not my father.
Damn.
I'm not a child.
God.
But there's a lot of contradiction that's coming with what you're saying now.
How?
Because you started this conversation early on with saying a man being an alpha makes you feel confident in hushing.
An alpha man doesn't mute your success.
Knowing what you know now, would you date him again?
Yes. Would I marry him? No.
Knowing what you know now, would you date him again? Not for the second time. I'm saying for the first time. Would you?
For the first time?
No.
Oh, buckle up, baby. Yes.
Why?
It was fun.
Okay.
That was joy. It wasn't a day I didn't laugh. He cured my little pimples because I was just laughing all the time.
Yeah.
I was full of serotonin. I was full of the chemical in your brain that is happy. Yeah. I was absolutely happy. I didn't experience too many down days. It's just sitting there, you're thinking like, hey, I've been having fun for 6 months now. I need to get back to my routine. I'm waking up 5 a.m. You know my routine. 5 a.m., I'm in the gym. I'm doing that. I'm shipping orders. I'm doing these things. I need to get back to me. I need to spend some time with me. Yeah. But when you're dating a man that successful, he kind of needs you to just be about him.
Which is true.
Which is true. And it's okay. I think that's beautiful. I think you've earned the right to do that.
Yeah.
When you have that kind of money, you get to dictate your environment.
But being in a relationship where you have acknowledged that you were in love, you don't think a conversation needed to be happen to say, babe, like, whatever you guys' verbiage was, like, hey, this is who I am. I've catered and I'm willing to cater to you, but I need to be moving and grooving in my own sense too, because this is what makes me happy.
I think that was said lightly, and from that point, he posted Mackie Body every single day. Every day that he would post his brand, he would post Mackie Body. And I thought that was fly, but that's not enough for me though. Like, I'm thinking, I want to park my jet next to your jet. And it's not because you bought the jet, it's because I bought the jet. It's because I did the movies. Since breaking up with him, since like living on my own in Miami, thank you God for bringing me to him. Like I would have never lived in Miami. Yeah. Thank you God. But since then, I've wrote an entire book. Vincent Herbert is on my team. Jasmine Rose is my manager. Like, since then, I'm a woman that has goals and a destiny and a journey, and I have a $1 billion business idea. I have a $1 million plan for this year. Like, we are en route to doing what we set out to do, right? And I think that couldn't have been possible by me just like laying up with you and supporting you and at your show. I need you at my show too. I want that though.
Yeah, that man married a hoe, man. And it's just unfortunate.
I don't think I married.
God damn.
Who married her? Who married to her?
He married.
Who married her?
He No,
Rick
she
Ross.
said Rick Ross. No,
Oh,
he
that
didn't
was
marry her.
his ex-girlfriend. That's all.
Oh, he didn't marry her?
Got all these little cute little thin people that y'all ideal and they still hoes. So
See this woman right here. This is a woman that you would just put on a program. You wouldn't be exclusive. So,
but
and like I
she beautiful. Look at her.
doesn't matter.
Look her, man. Look, she's just good for get fucked on. She's good just to get fucked. She's good for goddamn 20 minutes, throw her back to the streets. Unfortunately, he fell in love with the heifer. Now, he didn't marry her. Fortunate for him. He should have just fucking got up.
She just can't be.
That's just what she is. No, she's a hoe.
What information do you have about her to insinuate she's a hoe?
Ideal and beautiful woman.
The way she moves and operate, the way she talks.
Because she would rather have a man that would prioritize her versus her prioritizing him.
No, it was more than that.
It was more than that. She wanted the relationship
That's why I'm
to be on.
asking.
She wanted the relationship to be on her terms.
But how does that make her a hoe? That's not the definition of a hoe.
I didn't say that. I'm saying that she's
No, I said she's a hoe.
She don't cooperate.
I said she's a hoe.
You know what?
She don't want it. Yeah, she's transactional for sure. She said she wouldn't been able to get to Miami in a lifestyle without running into him. She thanked God for putting her in a position to be with a man that was going to give her the transaction she needed. And again, this is showcasing a lot of women want, especially the women who have the leverage to get it.
That's how people should date.
The issue is
Okay, well, then die. You know that makes you a hoe.
No, it doesn't, because what I value.
Oh yeah,
is not
in my book,
for me, what I value
that's what
is leadership. So if I go for what I want. But
if you move and operate in a transitional relationship like that, that's what you are. You are a hoe.
But it wasn't strictly sex. That's what I'm saying. To me, a hoe is somebody who dates somebody and continue to fuck on multiple people while she's dating.
It ain't always got to be about sex. Sometimes it's about attention. Sometimes he just need her to talk around. You know, some of y'all hoes out here just want to listen. They don't always have to have sex to be a hoe. I mean, that's how a hoe move. A hoe move like that.
So here's the thing, Simone. This is where money pill can win for men and women. So let's just take this example with this woman. She clearly wanted a specific desired outcome. She wanted a specific lifestyle. The issue that she ran into, she was just trying to create the terms of the relationship with a man he just didn't want to be down with that. She wanted to record her record. She wanted to park her jet next to it. These are some of the things that men are creating drama when we say that men want peace. And what we're trying to communicate to the men is these type of women you should not be exclusive to. These women should be looked at as a concerning party member. They benefit off of some expenses that you may cover, but there is no exclusivity for them because they don't want exclusivity. If they do get exclusivity, they want to create the terms, and a lot of men are just not down with that, especially in a society where in an event everything fails. He loses. Not only he loses up front initially because you want to create the terms, he loses whenever the terms fail or the relationship fails. So you got to kind of understand a lot of guys like the Rick Rosses are making a mistake in trying to be exclusive of her. I would go on the record. I don't know his relationship, but it sounds like this was his woman. This was wifey. This is what we're trying to tell men. You cannot do that. You have to use what you can from her. She's using you. Obviously, you can shake your head, Di, but you clearly see the woman is using this man, right? Can we at least agree?
No, I
that?
don't see that. I didn't see that. I don't see that.
Why are you guys comparing?
Wow.
Because if you know what type of man Rick Ross is, and if you know his track history and his record, if she's a woman that's willing to pull in as much weight as you want financially, why wouldn't she want exclusivity? That doesn't make sense. In order to get to marriage, you need to have at some point in your relationship exclusivity. You need to have.
What else do you need? What else does a man need? What do we say? We want peace. We want peace. We want protection of our assets, and we want to be able to control the terms.
I agree.
The relationship.
But
so did you not hear her?
She dated the wrong type of man. She didn't say she didn't need a man. She just said I dated the wrong type of man. The man I wanted was too successful. I cannot date a man that's successful, and then she has to go back to the drawing board and realize
she's wrong. Let me tell you what she's wrong. It doesn't matter how successful it is, and it doesn't matter. The more successful, the less. The average guy is still going to want to create the terms of the relationship.
If
It
it was
doesn't
about the
matter how
money,
rich
she
he
would have
is.
stayed. It wasn't about the money. For her, it was more ego,
No,
and that's
listen
why I
what I'm
shook my
saying.
head, because she said that she wanted support, but when the support didn't come in the form that she wanted it, that's when she was becoming controlling, like she was the man. That's how I feel, and she wanted a man that she can control, but I don't understand how that makes her a hoe. By wanting a man she can control,
they're
she
saying
wanted
that
somebody
she's
that
a.
was weak, but don't accept the fact that if I'm gonna get a man that does this, he's going to make less than me. Like she's being
Look, I'm not gonna
unrealistic.
call her hoe. But there's enough guys that's calling her that. What I'm gonna say is these are two people that came together, and like I said earlier, Miss Pearl was listening to me. Two people came together to the table to make a deal. What's happening is Rick Ross, a man's peace is being disturbed in the process. That is not a part of the deal. And we're trying to get women to understand that. We will give you the fucking world, but do not get in the way of our peace and our protection. You can have your lifestyle and your security, but with this woman, her fucking panties got too big and she wanted to create the terms of the relationship because she's getting a sense that she have more options. She's very beautiful. She can obviously go get a more attractive, more man, and maybe a man with more money or less money. But she want to create the terms. That's the problem with it. We're trying to get these women to not feel the need. If you're getting what you want, you're getting a lifestyle and security. Why do you feel the need to usurp the man's authority and try to take over the terms of the relationship?
To be a man's support system in his love. But I also need to know, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Christina's locked in. She's locked in, so I'm not going to, I'm going to go do my own thing. And that's really a time for you to go do your dirt, because those type of men are dirty, like in a sense of who they're dealing with, not dirty as in filth, dirty in a sense of you're sneaky. You're sneaky. And when you have a lot of money, you believe that you can.
Is it dirty, or is that's just their lifestyle?
When you have a lot of money, you believe that you can have anything you want. You don't really take into consideration how you're hurting or how you're helping or how you're not helping or how you're damaging someone else. You don't take into consideration that, I'm having fun and this is fun for me because I have money, but I'm really causing this person pain, right? And I won't say that's necessarily my story because I don't resonate with that, not in that scenario. But what I will say is, I wrote a whole album about it. It's available now. Fortune favors the bold. And that phrase came from us being in Dubai and looking up, and the mirror was stained and it said fortune favors the bold, and we have a picture in front of it, and we looked up and he was like, fortune favors the bold. He's like, you're bold. And that forever to me is funny. So it's like, I am bold and I need you to know that I'm bold and I'm gonna forever. And that album is about multiple people. If I'm being honest with you, it's not about one person.
But I would say this too, and I think going
she's a
back
hoe.
to realistic versus manifestation, the realism that comes from that manifestation, I don't think people are really aware what comes with that. I know him to a degree, but to be able to, say like, we chop it up on. I respect him, obviously as the businessman and the artist that he is, just like so many other people. But what I will say is, you manifested something that he probably couldn't offer you, right? As I was talking about some of the statistics that a lot of women and men may justify as this is the creme de la creme, or this is who I want, tall, handsome, 6-figure plus, but emotionally available is one of the things that they may not have.
He was tall, handsome, 6-figure plus, and emotionally available, but it wasn't just for me. That's not something I'm willing to know.
You talking about intimately, or are you talking about just when you mean into me? Are you referring to his personal situation or his professional situation?
Wasn't just for me, meaning that was my manifestation while it was somebody else's, right? And you're moving forward in that light, right? It's not my responsibility to clear up anything, but what I will say is what I want is clarity. And if I start to get, God is not the author of confusion. So if you start to confuse me, I don't believe this is godly anymore. I believe this isn't of God anymore. If you can't, even in our times of stiffness or tension, because every relationship has it, I should still have clarity and confidence. I can be frustrated with you. I can be angry at you. I could be disappointed in you, but I'm still clear. The minute that I lose clarity, I'm no longer interested in you anymore. So whatever you want to do is fine. I believe if you really know how to be a player, because that's really what it is, call it what it is. If you really want to be a player, like, let me ask you a question before I say that. If you really want to be a player, know how to do it without me ever knowing. That's fly. How could I be mad? Do you, but why do I know you're doing you? And why does everybody else know you're doing you and who? I shouldn't know that. So I wanted to ask you, do you believe that because a man has money, that he is allowed to have as many women as he wants? Or, but if I'm the sole provider, I'm allowed to essentially play with women? Because that's what it is. You're telling this woman one thing, you're telling this woman one thing. Do you believe that that's okay?
I believe a person should not be delusional of the real request that they're asking for.
That's not a clear answer for me.
That is a clear answer. You're dating a rapper. He raps about money, cars, clothes. So for you to think that a person who was already or previously successful, for you to come into his life and all that, and the latter part of what we just mentioned will halt, is delusion.
I didn't think that.
I don't think that a person having a lot should warrant him to be held to a standard because you knew what you was getting yourself into. That's what I believe.
Okay.
All right. That's the clearest way that I could.
To be very clear, I never thought that. I know exactly who Rick Ross is.
Okay.
She's talking in circles.
I was told something. I was everything
Certified.
you heard me comment
She's a
on.
certified
To be
hoe.
very clear, I always ran everything by my man first. I never made a decision without running it by my man first. That is just who I am. Every single thing you heard me say or I was told, only then did I make a fuss or a statement about it. Only then. Only after we deliberated did I then move forward in a statement. Babe, so-and-so do. Well, that's not true. I ain't never dated her. Oh, okay, well then what? This is silly. I'm sorry for disturbing you. Boop. I'm not worried about that because he never dated her. Now that's my statement. I'm not worried about that because, and I know you don't have to make statements. My page is as a woman, if you guys didn't know me before him, I was on my page doing 9 million, 8 million, 4 million, 1 million, 400K views in me expressing myself. It doesn't change because somebody comes in my life. I am who I am.
Yeah.
I like to talk.
But what I will say this, and what Funky Friday has taught me too, is just because you're talking, because you have a platform, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's right.
100%.
So that 8 million clip or 9 million viewed clip, it probably is because it's making people, it's moving an emotion in a person to say, she's stupid, she delusional. Oh, girl, go get your money. Girl, go, you know what I'm saying, live on that jet.
No, regardless of what they thought,
It's
it stirred an emotion.
Extracting impressions.
Right.
You know,
and that is valuable. And that was my money.
Yeah.
So my money wasn't gonna stop because I started dating so-and-so. But they think that I started talking at the moment I started dating this person.
Which wasn't true.
Which is crazy, right? So anyways, to answer the question, I never thought that person was that thing or never.
And look, let me tell you that. She was a hoe, straight up hoe. She's a typical woman. She don't even want to listen. She just wants to talk. That's a problem. She did more talking than enough, not enough listening. So this man ran circles around you. Now, you know what you call Rick Ross? He's a goddamn trick. But she's a certified hoe. And he treated as such. You know what I'm saying? Did what he want to do, like he told you in the songs. He fucking bitches making money. Well, you a hoe, man. I mean, that's what he did with you. She just got accepted. She don't want to accept. She's fighting the feeling. Don't fight the feeling. Let it happen. Be a good hoe. Stay your place.
I don't think she was asking for too much though. When it came to like, she just want him to like keep it a buck. Like, if you come tell me about a girl, yeah, I fucked her before. Like, or she's saying like, yo, you can do your thing, but like, just don't.
That's not true.
Don't let me
No,
know.
That's not
she
true.
don't want him to do
What you
it.
do is how you do it.
If that was the case, she would have inquired
it had a
about
lot
that.
to do with it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And once his baby mama Tia started going off and acting a fool, the whole started coming out the woodworks and she felt embarrassed. And as a businesswoman who's not dating a man only for his money, that's embarrassing to be with a man and he's
openly disrespecting you that way. But like I said, I agree with the dude said. For you to go into that relationship with those expectations are unreasonable. Women set unreasonable expectations and be mad at the outcomes they get. You're dating a rapper. You're dating Rick Ross at that. Have you met his baby mamas? Are you tweaking? Come on now, what did you expect? You expected a family man? Did you know he didn't raise his first son? And he talks about disowning him all the time. And the baby mama could have kept him on child support while he went through college, but she said the way he was talking about her son, she didn't want to do that. So it's like, what did you expect from this type of man? Your expectations were unreasonable, and now you're just looking for an excuse to cry and call this man wrong, expecting for another man to come save you. But the man that you're looking to come save you don't want a woman like you because you want to save yourself on your own terms. Like, make it make sense. You're gonna have to take
These women, you got to understand when
Rick Ross treated her like the other hoes he had in his life. She's no different. She thought she was going to be a special hoe. No, baby, you just another hoe, and he treated you as such.
What you got to understand is a lot of these women who get into these situations that already have a digital footprint is empowered by specific brands that's doing the numbers that she says. It's hard for her to continue to captivate her audience and be able to push her brand in a tasteful way when she's clearly open to being with a man who's tricking her out. So she knows that he was a trick. She knows she was in a tricking situation. But the moment it got exposed to the public, it is a pierce to her brand. A lot of these women are willing to do it. That's why a lot of the women are not a good fit. If you're carrying or trying to promote a brand online that is not going to be looked at in a good way if you're associating yourself with transactional relationships. Overwhelmingly, there's a lot of women there's a lot of companies and stuff that she want to collab with. They're just not okay with that, and she have to protect that.
Where did you get that from? What makes you think that she's
I
losing
agree
deals
with
out here?
DJN. Why
What
y'all
makes
don't
me
go
think
after
what?
women who are faithful? If
That
that's what
she's-
y'all care about, who want to be
What makes
taken
me
care
think
of,
what?
that's not
What
smooth.
makes you think that she's losing opportunities?
I didn't say she was
you wouldn't.
losing opportunities. I just said it does not look right. It does not look good. If anybody understand business, it does not look good to be able to associate your brand. If in fact you want to partner and collide with people who does not see that as a something moral to be able to associate with, is tricking. If you take away Rick Ross's, it's obvious. If you take away his status and his money, and then you look at her next to him, do you see that normal in society? Those type of people together, based off of their appearance at face value.
I completely disagree with you. You know, Starbucks had a WAP flavored coffee or something like that. Like, these brands don't care about. Yeah, they called it WAP. Like, after Megan and them, these brands don't really care about
what part do
morality.
you don't disagree with? The brand or the two being compatible, aesthetically compatible?
The part I don't disagree with is that I think that he boosted her brand by her being with him versus her like.
I'm not
losing.
arguing that he didn't boost her brand.
Okay.
I'm saying if you listen to the words she's saying, she went back to her brand, she went back to her viral videos, she went back to her audience. And everybody she's under a spotlight because she's connected with this guy. And this guy's they got rumors. I think somebody mentioned his baby mama or some shit like that became public that he was still smashing her. Or he smashed other women. You gotta kind of understand the situation. And then she want to bring up God did this for me. How does that make you look when you go back to your audience and your audience saying, are you talking about God put you down in Miami with this man and all this stuff and he blessed you? But he's over here fucking other bitches. What is your credibility as a influencer? It's taking a hit. So you have to kind of back out. What do you want? Are you willing to still? You got your money. But the thing about these type of women is they just not a good fit for this. And I think the Rick Rosses of the world have to be more transparent because that's the motto. Communicate. Hey, look, I'm gonna bring you on board. But obviously, the stuff that you heard in my music and in my lyrics, these things happen to be true. I do have a lot of bitches. That's one. When I go to the studio, we are busting them open over the keyboard. This is what we do. Are you okay with that? Okay. And what did she say? What do I get in exchange for that? What do I get in exchange for turning a blind eye? Well, do you have any bills? Do you want purses? Do you want to be catered to? You want to be flown out? You want to be taken out? You want to travel? You want anything extravagant? You can have it. But whenever I'm doing my thing over here, I don't need no drama. And I think it maybe in some occasions she was pushing drama, and a lot of guys just not want to deal. They have the money and the leverage to be able to get women that don't want to have drama, that don't want to give them any drama. So these women get cut off.
Well, she cut him off. I don't think the problem she brought was an issue to him. That's why he didn't leave her. It's the issues that he brought to her that she.
Well, see, she's probably a drop in the bucket of all of his other problems, and she's just a very minimal nuance they got to deal with. He can always get another her. She can't always get another Rick Ross.
That's facts. But I think she, like, even when she spoke, when she said I'll do it again, she articulated exactly how her life got better after dealing with him. I absolutely believe she'd do it again 1,000 times over, because her life got substantially better.
I think she was lying about the marriage part, but she was honest about.
I do have relationships over again too, because if you actually in that relationship and you learn it and you taking accountability for the bad shit that happened to you, even though you could have probably thought you was the best person, you still have to find a way to take accountability for what you're going through. You can appreciate it.
But can you see how graceful the separation between these two happened?
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying. She wasn't trying to take him to the courts and clean him out. Mm-hmm. She gracefully bowed out, went her way. He went his way.
Because she listened while she was
this is the thing. They wasn't married. This makes the point that I came here initially. Whenever it doesn't work out, you reserve the right to exit, because people are being transactional anyways. This is not something new. This is just getting ahead and saying, hey, look, we know what you want. We've been listening to you women. Now, and I'm not saying all women are like this. What we know is a growing number of women that want a specific thing, and a man want a specific thing. What is the problem at coming to the table and say, hey, look, this is what I want. Boom. Okay. Be transparent. What am I going to have to tolerate, or what am I going to have to deal with? This is what you're going to have to deal with. Are you okay with that? Fine. Let's move forward. And that's it.
Polygamy solves the whole problem.
Not realistic, Bruiser. Women are not realistic.
Well, and that's why they have to leave. They have to exit. They have to do what she had to do. When you become unrealistic, you have to exit. And you reserve the right to exit. And that's all it is.
Man, she was looking for a come up.
She got her come up. She got her debt probably got cleared up. Mm-hmm. She was able to get her investment account started. She got what she needed and she got out. And both parties were happy with the terms.
She probably
they were.
Because the last thing the men want is their peace disturbed, and the woman saying, false allegation. Or this, or I'm going to take you to court and I think you need to be paying for the rest of my lifestyle for the time I was with you, according to some state law or some shit. This is what men want. We want to be able to separate gracefully without any interruptions in our life, in our journey, in our finances, and whatever. And you can go ahead and keep whatever you had. Nobody's coming back to take the BMW from you. You can keep the X7 or X8 or whatever you got. Carry on.
He said D-Rose got the best.
Polygamy solves the problem.
How you gonna ensure that the woman able to leave when they won't? When you got a woman that's so compliant, guys be like, okay, I'm gonna scoop her. What if she like, no, that's not what I want.
Say that again.
What if the woman don't want to be held down? Like, what if she in the agreement?
Ain't nobody.
Hold on. What you mean she don't want to be held down? What are you talking about?
Like, she don't want to be. She ended up. She just saying, I don't want to be in a relationship. Like, I like this agreement with me not having to worry about going through your phone. You not going through my phone.
Oh no. She's in a relationship. He just not in a relationship.
Well, listen. Let's change the term. They're both in a relationship. One is just not exclusive to the other.
She can't fuck nobody else.
We talk about the terms of the relationship.
Well, you think he was going to pay for her lifestyle and she can still fuck other niggas?
Oh no, I don't think that's what she was saying.
That is like, and you think you finna get my Kodak exclusively and still continue to
see? That's the Andre deal.
And some women do be trash. I can't help they be trash. They ain't got nothing to do with it. I said I'm managing those women. I'm just
the way people value
how they operate. I don't. Okay.
Yeah, but you got to understand that they value the lifestyle and the money over there, Cat. So
Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense.
like they will focus more on getting that
The lifestyle versus.
by any means necessary.
Gotcha.
Can I talk about how polygamy would solve
I'm
all
not
this?
gonna say they don't exist. I'm just y'all gotta.
Well,
put
let me tell
Hold
you
on,
why.
what
Let
you
me
mean
tell
by
you why you
polygamy?
already. Let me tell you why you're already wrong. Because if you look at the top 15, 10% or 1%, man, they're already participating in partial polygamy already. Basically, they're sharing all the women, all of the massive women that are surrounding them. They're participating in it. It's not solving the problem. Whatever problem you think you're gonna solve is not being solved. The problem, if you don't want to embrace it, it doesn't matter. Is the average woman and the average man are missing each other in the market. And the reason why they're missing each other, because the average woman think that she has more value than what she actually have. Therefore, she should go and punch outside of her weight class and try her hand with the top 20%. And you're saying polygamy is the problem. Polygamy for who? Polygamy for the
No,
men?
I'm saying that you need to have polygamy. If you have polygamy, you wouldn't have all this jealousy. People would know how to deal with
It's
it.
not going to fix it.
There would be no such thing as cheating because
Hold on.
DJ, I don't understand why you're not married because you be agreeing with most of the stuff.
It's not a matter. It's not a matter of one to one or one. It's not a matter of one to one and one to many, one to many in a relationship.
For real.
This is a matter of economy. The economy. This is a matter of economics. This
Economics is better when you have multiple wives.
This is a matter of hypergamy meets economics.
Right. So if you have
small percentage of men are claiming most of the wealth.
DJ, find us a husband, please.
It's not a matter of there's not enough women or there's too many.
I think that we need to get rid of like this whole monogamy thing, and then we wouldn't even be like, "Oh, you're cheating on me."
It's already been rid of.
Get rid of jealousy. Get rid of jealousy. Get rid of.
People are already cheating. You can't get rid of jealousy.
No, Darwin, you don't. She's saying polygamy as in like, yo, a man with several wives. You're saying like, oh, people cheating means that we're already partially having polygamy. Like that's a communication issue right there.
Really like embrace
polygamy. Who's going to get 7 wives? What man and what socioeconomic status is going to be able to take care of 7 women?
The very person you're talking, Rick Ross.
You just making my point. I just told you that's already happening.
The more money that the more. But hold on. But no, what's happening is that you have a person that is lying to. Oh yeah, I'm with you, and I'm with you, and I'm with you. And then they have an understanding. But if they understood that he was polygamous, they wouldn't feel slighted in any way because they understand that this is a polygamous relationship. I have multiple partners. I'm gonna take care of you all equally, and there would be no such thing as jealousy. There would be no such thing as you're doing. And if the man understood that you treat,
you don't even understand your own gender. A woman is not going to deal with the average man.
What?
A woman is not going to deal
longer than monogamy. What do you mean?
The women in 2025 in this landscape in the United States, the Western culture, the women is not going to deal with an average man who wants to be polygamous.
You can't tell what a woman's going to do unless it's brought to the table.
We're seeing it in real time. They won't even deal with him in a monogamous relationship.
That's because he's lying to them. If he's telling everybody the truth, women probably would be better able to accept that. Versus if you're lying to this one, lying to that one,
they'll accept it.
And they find out it's a lie. That's way worse than you just say. Listen,
they'll accept that he's being honest. They'll accept that he's being honest, but they are not going to deal with that. They're going to pass up on that.
No, look, thoughts equals things. Thoughts equals things.
You're taking hypergamy off for the concept.
Thoughts equals things.
You're taking.
You can't even get that. You can't get women to accept the fact that they're average, let alone the fact that they're dealing with a nigga who's the top 1% earner is gonna have multiple bitches. Him being a rapper implies that he's not just gonna be with one woman. They want to be one woman based on what he's doing. It's like y'all, you make it seem like women just
it brings
so readily to accept.
You have to lie about
they
it.
don't like from a man. Like
Women
that's just
mad at me
stupid.
for
It's not
saying
how it works.
Willie, let me tell you what she's doing. Y'all gonna be mad at me for saying this. This is what she's doing as a woman, right? She going out there and she'll do. She probably was like with she probably was doing her little thing, but she get with this rapper, right? And she publicly be a good woman. So then the guys that are rich like him, but not as successful, it might not be as handsome, they're gonna try to come save her. So now she ends
As
up
handsome as who?
basically exposing herself. You know what I'm
Ross.
saying? And she only got Rick Ross to do it. So when she exposed herself,
Rick
now
Ross.
the rich, ugly guys that couldn't get a girl like her, they're gonna come after her. And she like, oh, like
Yeah, it's
she
called monkey.
really
It's called monkey branching. That's yeah, but we act like y'all can get women to accept like basic shit, like being skinny is cool, being submissive is cool, like dealing with men with money. Like y'all, we can't even get seriously. We can't get y'all to accept that y'all are average. Like if we call you average, it's like we called you a bitch. Like that word is offensive when you call average women average. So you think we gonna
average?
Man, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking in
But I would
general.
say this, is that-
Relax.
Of course, you don't mind being average. That actually puts you up. I'm just wondering.
I'm the average woman in certain ways, and I'm
Real.
above average in other ways. But I'm gonna say this: that if we brought polygamy to the table, and I know that you guys are saying that it would not be accepted, that's a lie, because women will know their man is cheating and still be with him. Just like she said, she knew he was cheating, she still stayed with him, and I guess something else happened, whatever, and she just got pissed off at it. If they had an understanding. And understanding is what it really is. He understands that. Listen, I'm with this woman, and we have a relationship like this, and we set the boundaries for that relationship.
did.
There's less of a chance that the woman is going to get mad or whatever. But if you lie to her, that is where the issue is. A lot of times, men are lying to these women, pretending like they are exclusive, and then the woman comes up with this, you're cheating on me. That's the whole you're cheating on me thing. Well, you get rid of cheating when you have polygamy and you know that things are going, this is what the relationship is. This is how
Well,
we
here's where you're missing the mark, Genesis.
Polygamy will not bring peace.
I will grant you the argument that men are lying to tell you what you want to hear so they can get the outcomes they want. But it's a matter of reciprocation. You were lying. Whenever you put on your lace front and you put on your Maybelline and you put on your BBLs and your lip injections and your breast implant, you're lying as well. So those lies cancel each other out. Because most men, if not all, want a woman to be naturally beautiful. But we know that's not the landscape now, but we're still willing to deal with it.
What are we
So
talking
if
about?
you want men to be honest, men to be honest, you need to be able to look in the mirror and be able to take a water bucket challenge without losing your beauty.
All right, you moved to go, but okay.
No,
Darwin,
I did not.
Darwin, don't you think what you're advocating for is a form of polygamy to some degree when you say, pretty much make a deal, say, hey, I want peace, I want to deal with other women, and I don't want you to tell me nothing about it? Isn't that?
Am I advocating for it? I'm only here's how I like to put it. You can interpret it like that, and it's fair. The way I like to put it is I'm advocating for something that's already in effect. It's an engine that's already running. People are just running away from it because of the morals. They don't want to associate it. You got a lot of people that have a brand, a clearance. They don't want to associate that with their name, their digital footprint. America's not ready for that yet, and they haven't even created the laws to champion it yet because of the moral compass, the religion, and all these other things that they want to falsely live by. But it's already something that's in effect, but it's only happening for a small percentage of men. But what we're trying to do is get the average man on board and out from in front of the computer screens and put your penis up and get out there and come to the table and make a deal. And this right here, it's a win for the women because it expands their options. They don't have to keep competing for a small percentage of men. Average men will start opening up and saying, I will do the same thing for him. And that might not be as much. I can cover something. I'd rather give my money straight to you, get what I want in return, instead of having to be filtered through a paywall system through Stripe, WAP, or some OnlyFans, or some AI or whatever. I want to just go straight to the horse and cut out the middleman. So the transparency is the motto again. If men and women can be transparent and say, look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to cut everybody else out and we're going to deal with each other. You never know what can happen after that. Something may happen magical to the point where these two are dealing with each other. They set the terms early and it develops into something stronger. perhaps maybe commitment, perhaps
And
maybe
so
marriage.
what happens
At
with
least you know whenever you
builds up and he likes somebody else after that? That's where polygamy comes into play, because if he begins to like
remember, if this
have like a set
if
thing
you,
in place to be able to like,
if you want exclusivity, and then you're moving the way you're moving, you're lying to yourself.
Darwin, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
If you want exclusivity, why aren't you marrying as young as in your 20s and ring by spring? If you want all this exclusivity, it's all bullshit. And you've been lying to yourself because you're communicating to us that you want a lifestyle and you want security. This is why you're not marrying young. This is why 40 over almost 50% of y'all are waiting to have kids after 30, because you want to wait until you're financially stable and independent, all for the Holy Grail lifestyle. That is what you're communicating to us that you want. That is the reason why the average man is getting surpassed, because you don't want exclusivity. He's standing there willing to give you fucking exclusivity. You don't want it. You want the guy that's going to give you the lifestyle. That's why a plethora of y'all are just circling around the top 20% of men.
So, Darwin, do you feel like all three is unreasonable to ask for? Security, lifestyle, and exclusivity?
Yes.
For most women,
if and
yes.
only if.
Why?
If and
because
only
most of y'all
I feel
ain't
like
worth
for the
it.
top 2%, yes, but
That's why, because the majority of y'all aren't worth. Y'all can't command that from the men you want. This you have to understand, like, right, the type of nigga, your dream guy is probably almost every other woman's dream man too, in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So that would be like you thinking, okay, well, cool. You a top 1% girl, so the girls who are in the 40th percentile should get the same shit from that you get. It's just not how life goes. So the majority of women not worth all three of those things from the niggas they want it from. They got to settle for somebody they can get them from, though. Because y'all think that, like, all of y'all swear y'all are not average, or y'all above average, you're exceptional, all of the other shit, right? Like, we can't even get y'all to accept what that word means. It means like average, middle of the road, mediocre, normal, or typical. And a lot of y'all swear y'all not. Like, we couldn't even get the lady to accept that she was not average. That's why he said that'd be a move up. So you can't expect guys who are in the top 1, 2, 3, 10% of men to be coming out here treating all of y'all the same when y'all not the same. Like, some of y'all ain't worth the peace, the security, or the fidelity. And that's just being honest.
But Willie, this is the thing. Like, the Bible says, "Build up your wife."
Now we're gonna talk about
You're supposed to find a person. Okay, so wait, hear me out. Because I feel like y'all complain about y'all part just as women do. I feel like women do too. But I feel like y'all complaining about y'all part. Women have to endure stuff. Like, when women say they enduring stuff and we gotta do this and we gotta do that, that's what you're supposed to do. Like, that's what y'all supposed to do. You find a woman that's worth it and you do it. Y'all be acting like this supposed to be a walk in the park. Like,
no, we're not saying it's not supposed to be a walk in the park, but for the niggas y'all want, it is a walk in the park.
No.
Yeah,
let's talk about it.
That's thing. But that's why I was just trying to tell Darwin. When in the beginning, those women act like it's a walk in the park. But once they get the money and stuff and like that, they're like, no, I want exclusivity. Well, bitch, you knew that one gonna come. When she got with Rick Ross, you knew that from the beginning, but you made it seem like it was all about the connections and he was building me up and da-da-da. It always comes down, no matter what woman you're, even when Darwin was talking to the lady, the one that y'all was saying was delusional.
Expecting Rick Ross to give you fidelity and a lifestyle is like expecting a porn star not to fuck you.
What she say?
Let's hone in on a question she had, and Willie answered it good, but it's a very important question that has to be answered. You said, is it wrong for a woman to want all three? That's exclusivity, security, and lifestyle. But my question to you is, what type of woman in 2025 in this society qualifies for all three?
You got to tell us that. That's why we here.
If you don't, do you even know it? Like, if you don't know it, it's fine. You don't know it.
I don't know what most men want. I know
what you got, and that's why it's important for women to be able to.
He said which women qualify for it these days.
What
that's
women
why y'all have to tell me this, because my man, I don't date the same type of men y'all are.
All right, well, let me try to give you an understanding. Women can leverage all three if and only if they as pure as they can come out of the household. That's typically a virgin or a limited experience, very limited experience. That gets you exclusivity. Security
so
on life.
just that specifically. Just
That's men don't want men who want to be exclusive to women typically want their women untouched. They don't want to be able to, they don't want a woman who's been touched by so many men and so many women disqualified from that.
Father taught me
Sexual liberation had a play in disqualifying a lot of women from that qualifier. And it's not because they hated women, it's because they like money and they know if they can keep women single. They know the mind of a man. They know that we don't want to be exclusive to a woman. We don't want to give
our audience like late 40s, early 50s, late 30s. That's kind of like to me unrealistic. Just like the woman on the podcast that we were just talking about, the one who was dating Rick Ross. That's unrealistic if you're still dating and looking for a woman at this age.
It's unrealistic to look at what?
A woman that's a virgin at 38, 40, 45.
You don't gotta be a virgin. You gotta be
that's what you said our audience is, right? But I'm saying that's what he said. I'm just asking.
You're making my case. Like, even you yourself as a woman today in 2025 vouch behind me that it's unrealistic to even look for a woman that's untouched or even as close as possible to being pure. A lot of these women, they're
at this age,
they said that they celibate, but it don't have to be. We don't restrict ourselves to the woman that's 40. But you're asking who qualifies for all three. A lot of women are not carrying a digital footprint. They got their ass and titties are out. They're not like the Miss Pearls who come in looking good, modest, and she's not showing a whole bunch of cleavage.
Snow White.
You don't get that often. You want exclusivity. We got to understand. You have to start studying what men want. There's a lot of men that don't mind you being, but just study him. But if you want to increase the chances or the likelihood or the probability of being able to qualify for all three, you have to start studying what men want. And feminism and all these other things is trying to keep y'all away from that because it keeps you single and it keeps $15 trillion a year pumping into consumerism.
If y'all would just listen more to what the men that you guys want say and do that, y'all will get better results. Y'all keep trying to tell us what we want and how y'all think it should go, and y'all have no say in anything about being a man or about
I don't
being
think women know what they want.
Well, that's cool, but they also know what type of men they want because they know what they're attracted to. A man should never listen to what a woman says about who the man she wants. Look at who she's fucking. That's the type of guy she wants. Now, if she can find a guy that she's fucking that has all of her characteristics, she's gonna try to trap or keep him and get him to commit to her. But a lot of the times, y'all can't. Because those types of guys that you are generally attracted to can get other women. So you got to have your shit together. And what happens is the bunch of 50 percentile women getting fucked by top 10 percentile niggas. And now y'all think y'all 10 percentile women because we fucking y'all. And that's just not how it is.
Yeah, I
think women.
I don't fully.
Listen,
I'm not going to tell you what they told you. I don't fully agree. I think a nigga don't want to hoe. Like, don't be a hoe. I'm not gonna say you got to be a virgin. Just don't be a hoe. And I think it's a lot of men who think all.
How old are you, real dope? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm 32.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
But
okay,
it's a lot of men who understand that all three of them come together. Like I know for me, I'm not necessarily like, yo, I got to deal with other women. I ain't, I already did that. So, and any woman I'm with, I'm gonna pay for it. That's just how I move. I'm a provider. It is what it is. Like. So I don't think that you got to necessarily do step by like just don't be a hoe, do what I say, be submissive, be feminine, all that type of stuff. I'm sorry, I always say that, but it's like it's easy. It's easy. This is easy work.
No, it's not easy
work. It should
be.
That
you gotta realize they a different. Some people might be a different generation than us, but a lot of women in my generation feel like that. But I feel like they only come into these problems because they also want to date older men because the older men are the ones that's financially stable, and the younger men are getting there. And that's when I say women are unrealistic about what they want because they want a 50-year-old man's financial security, but then they want, from a 30-year-old man that's our age mind frame that's understanding, like, okay, I want, that's understanding to who we are. You know what I'm saying? When those older men, they expectations for women is different than how we are. So what they
here's the understanding that you're missing what I'm saying. And remember, I said something magical could happen. And when I speak to that, it can be a woman who's 35, 40, a woman who's 50. And when I say magical, it can be commitment come from it. They can be marriage come out. We champion that. We don't discourage that. We want something to come out of it. But initially, you would be a fool to think that's just how the terms are going to be up front. These are things that have to be developed. You know what I'm saying? If you want it up front, you have to be as close to limited experience as possible to hit all three. It doesn't mean that you can't hit all three later. This is something that can develop later. Men are not jumping over the bridge and giving you all three up front, not in this specific climate in the US. It's just not going to happen.
Again, exclusivity. What else was
lifestyle and security.
Lifestyle and security.
Yeah.
They all come together.
Yeah, for the type of women we date, they do. Not for the majority of women. But like, ain't that I like a gently used baby mama? Hey, I'm cool. Like, I don't just again, you can't. I like he said, the digital presence. If the first time I see you half-ass naked is before I get ready to fuck you because it's on your Instagram page, it's chapter. It'll never happen. Or you know what I'm saying? If I can tell you
definitely is not happening if she got a digital footprint.
Or if I can tell you done had 3, 4, 5, 6,000 miles of dick before me, it's just not happening.
It's not happening.
Like those are the type of shit that those are the type of women we don't commit to.
It's the way y'all decipher that though. Like one guy just said in the comments, like, "Oh, that
I'll give you a perfect example. I'll give you a perfect example how we decipher it. The way y'all act. Look at the girl who's on the show earlier today. You saw how she acted. You already know what type of time she was on. Like the way you present yourself to the world tells us everything about you.
But Willie, a lot of men are not insightful like you. They just go off the look. I kid you not. You don't know how many men I come across just from looking like this that put certain stereotypes on me, beliefs. Like, I kid you not.
That's not who we're talking about, though. We don't talk about the niggas y'all ignore that y'all don't take serious. Y'all don't want to date. The men that you want
to date some of these guys.
Yeah, because they're physically attractive. So you really want to fuck them. It's different. But to talk about the guys that check all your boxes, the top 20% of niggas,
you wearing
all of us.
Hold on, wait. So, Dad, what do you mean by they stereotyping you?
Like you wear your trauma on your sleeve because it's not like that. I kid you not. But when I say they stereotype me, for instance, we'll be having a conversation and I can literally, like, I'm not the type to ever look at my phone. I'm always in the schools. If I don't text back, they'll say something like, "Oh, you was with another guy," or, "Oh," I'll say, for instance, if a guy wants to go somewhere, I say, "Plan something." "Oh, you just want me to spend my money." No, we can go to the park. We can go to the lakefront. Just plan something. Just show me that you're taking initiative and want to lead me. Show me that you're not a guy that's coming into this relationship like expecting me to be the leader, because I feel like a lot of guys do that. So that's why I said they kind of categorize women just based on how they look or based on the traction they get on their Instagram page versus actually getting to know someone.
How do you dress? Do you dress modest? Do you dress provocative?
If you see me on my everyday life, I dress regular. I post pictures when I feel like I'm overdoing it and I decide to go outside and I look good. Yes, I post those pictures too. When I'm in an adult environment, yes,
have
I
you
post
ever
pictures too because I
so have you ever went out? Have you ever went out and had an interaction with a man and you were dressed obviously provocative, sexually provocative?
Right hand up to God, Darwin, and this is the truth. When I am dressed provocative, I get less inquiries, less men approach me than when they approach me when I'm dressing normal. When I'm dressing regular, I get more guys to address me when I'm dressing regular than when I am dressing provocative. When I'm dressing provocative, more women approach me when I'm out, but not men. And my brother told me that's because I'm intimidating. So now when I go out, I do tone it down. I don't want to come off intimidating, but I don't have guys approach me because one, my attitude shows I'm not about that. And two, that's what they're looking for. So they just don't.
What settings are you accessing? Like what settings
I'm
are
just
you?
in kickbacks. I don't go to clubs anymore.
Kickbacks? What is a kickback? Like a personal somebody's house or something? Just got some
personal
food, some
or
barbecue?
like if a bike club decides to throw an event or if a car club decides to throw an event or not just that though. That's not the only places I go. I spend most of my time in schools. I spend most of my times with other parents, single parents that's, like just working to build community. That's how I spend most of my time. Maybe once a month. I go out maybe once a month, if that, maybe once.
And what go out? What does go out mean? What does that mean to the club?
No, whatever. Like I let my friends plan because my friends be outside. So I just
is the club? Is the lounge?
No, I told you I don't like clubs. I don't like clubs.
So
I might go to a lounge.
Where do y'all go?
Yes. I might go to a lounge or a bar, or we go down to the lakefront, or
So
like
lounge, let me just update you. Lounge is the new name for club.
well, not the lounges I go
Club
to.
has an association with taboo. They just call it lounge now. This is typically the same thing.
No, I don't think so. If
Okay,
you look at what the young
let me
kids
ask you
do,
this. Yeah, well, you might be right. Let me just ask you this.
because
Is
my
it secure?
brother, I
Is
just
somebody
see what
patting
he
you down,
doing
making sure
versus
there's
what
no
we do.
weapons coming in?
Hmm?
And when you go to the lounge, there's somebody patting you down, making sure there's no weapons entering?
No,
There's no security at the door?
no, not the lounges I go to.
Okay.
I'm like, patting you down. That's what they do at the clubs. Like,
Okay.
I'm sorry, but nah.
All right. So why don't you just go to charity events, networking events, fundraisers, stuff like that?
Oh, I'm in a relationship. I'm happy.
Well,
I do go
okay.
to networking events and stuff like that. I do.
All right. Well, I would say you would get a different, the communication would be different, or the stereotypes would be different, because they really push for you to present yourself in an elegant way, in a more,
I
with
talk too
morals
much
and
in
stuff
those
like
environments.
those things. So they kind of filter out a lot of women who are, you know, look like they for the streets. And I'm not saying that's about you, but see, but you can understand you can understand where the conversation came
That's
to.
just
We came into this conversation about, when I came in, at least, about, women not trying to overpower the man and setting the terms, and both coming to the table and dealing with each other and and eventually, or hopefully, something develop from there. If it works out. And that's all that matters. What matters is just putting people in the same space. And I think the reason, and I would say most important, and the reason why I'm championing this now, is because I want to put us in the same space in these conversations online. Because a lot of it is separation. But when we do come together, what is it? It's an argument or a debate, right? Everybody's trying to put each other in a trick bag. And it's a gender war when we meet. Instead of, hey, look, let's figure out how to mesh with each other. Let's figure out how to plan things where we can all come to events together and see each other in person and potentially vet each other out. So that is what we should be doing, instead of arguing about our trauma with each other, because that ain't getting us nowhere.
I agree.
So that's my whole thing about it.
I feel like if I put my man first and he put me first, we could never go wrong. We could
all right,
never
so you
go
got a
wrong.
relationship right now, and he might be open to that. That's something that is on the table.
This stuff took work, okay? Let me just say that. I'm not finna sit here and act like it was perfect, but it took a lot of work and understanding, and it took me to be quiet and submit and to, but it also took me standing up and also articulating myself in a healthy manner for him to get where I'm coming from, not just sitting there and being quiet. So,
and this is a guy you've been with for the past couple of years, ain't
it? Yes, Darwin. He's
Well, that's
doing
good.
awesome, by the way. He just took us on our first trip. It was very nice. He's doing very good. He's trying.
See, that's good, and that's all we really want. We don't care. So what I'm gonna start doing, I can't speak for anybody else, is pulling back out of y'all relationships and letting y'all just figure it out. Because what we've been doing lately is going into the relationships. Why aren't you married? Why ain't he doing this? How can you say anything about what's going on in my home?
It makes you put more pressure on the man, honestly. And I realized I started doing that when I came to the podcast, and I had to realize, okay, wait, I was okay before I started hearing other people's stories, and I started comparing myself. And I was okay with how we was moving in the process, and I had to I wasn't all the way okay, but I understood. And as long as I had an understanding, I'm like, do what you're supposed to do. And when I did what I was supposed to do as a woman, like Darwin said, you'll be surprised at what you could get from a man just doing your part and not focusing on his part, but just focusing on your part. And by doing your part, everything else should fall into place if you got a man that's following God.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing. People have this illusion that initially when y'all come together, y'all going to be checking all the boxes. That's just impossible. Mm-hmm. We come from varying demographics and different backgrounds and different understandings. It's not like the newspaper era where everybody had the same algorithm and received and digested the same information. My wife can be on her phone with a different algorithm. I can be upstairs with a different algorithm. And we can get two different ideologies per second and meet in the kitchen and argue. So no, this is how a man's supposed to do this. Things have changed. So we can't expect to check all the boxes for. We just need to get together first, and then we can build off of that. And that's all that matters. Because the problem we're solving is average men and average women are missing. And they're missing because hypergamy and economics. Hypergamy and economics is telling women, hey, you need to go as high as you can and get the best one you can. Yes, it's going to be a million other women competing for these same 100 dudes. Try your hand and try as long as you can. And when you tap out, which is usually when you get humble and you get old and you get tired, then go back down to the average man and pick then. And the average men are just tired of that because they wanted you when you were elegant, when you were in your prime, when you were beautiful. When you didn't have
six kids and 9 miles a dick ago is when we
It just comes with biology. Y'all don't understand that. It's just biology.
No, it's not biology, it's math.
Because I'm not worn out, but I didn't realize this until as a woman, I couldn't suppress my emotions. I had to feel like as a kid, you can ignore certain emotions, but as a woman, nah, you need that support system.
It's not biology, it's
You
math.
need
It's
that.
actually math. The fact that women the simple fact that there are more women than men mean that all of y'all don't get one to yourself. And then you add to the fact that, you know what I'm saying, 1/3 of these niggas is out here sucking dick. Y'all don't want to date them either, right? And then you're saying the other 80% of these
You
niggas
bring
are
up
broke.
dick a lot. You done
Like,
said dick more than any man on this panel I have ever met. Like,
yeah,
you bring
because
up
I
dick so
I
much.
use it when it's
Why?
relevant. So that leaves y'all like it's 4 billion women looking for like 400 million
They
niggas.
don't care.
So at some point, y'all gonna either have to
really
share
don't even get
or
orgasm.
accept the fact that you're gonna die alone. Like it's mathematically impossible for all of y'all to have your dream nigga. It's just not gonna happen.
Same
So,
thing
like,
for men.
You
Same
may got a
thing for men.
timeshare nigga or two. Like y'all gonna have it's rare that y'all gonna ever get like your dream guy yourself, like all to yourself, and get a guy that wants to just be with you. You know how dope you gotta be for that?
But that's what the lady was just trying to tell you on the panel. She
That
believed
lady
in
couldn't try to
polygamy
tell me
and all
shit.
the other
She was
ideals y'all
talking to
believe
Darwin.
in. Y'all should have been calling her right now, telling her
That's
what's
the
up,
thing.
baby.
So she's not qualified for nobody to call her because we like our women.
Why?
Fit,
She got the
feminine, and
ideals
friendly.
and the mindset. She got the ideals. That's why we said y'all be
Yeah, the ideals and
Y'all
mindset
be
is cool, but if you
unrealistic,
look
'cause when
like
it comes
Grimace,
to a
that shit
pretty
don't
woman
matter.
that's educated, it's not gonna be that easy.
Bruh, if you seen Willy
Everybody
Wonka in the
just around
Chocolate
here
Factory,
unrealistic.
you know good and goddamn well that lady doesn't. She can have all the ideals in the world, but if you shape like a chicken nugget, it don't fucking matter.
I'm gonna tell you the perfect couple for a money pill. The women who already had their kids or don't want any kids or any more kids, and the men who have already had their kids and don't want any more kids. It's perfect. They have their own place, they make their own money, and they just deal with each other. You know what I'm saying? They deal with each other with no drama. She get whatever she need, he get whatever she need.
I agree with you, Darwin.
That's it.
It's way easier than that. When
Hey, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, go
Can you
ahead.
hear me? Okay, let me continue super chats, man. My computer tweaking. There we go, but 32, $5. Great conversation. Keep it up. Devil Games 1X also member for 8 months. The men are speaking facts. This works 100% as long as you can make it fun and exciting. All the dumb accountable questions are off the table. Jacqueline Rice, $79.23, $5. Dope is correct. These men aren't even lying. They are just going with the flow for the most part. Rice again, $10 is the difference between transparency and honesty. It's not lying if they never had the conversations to begin with. And Willie is right. Most men don't have to lie. Bruiser, also on the panel, $10. So good to see Dot Simone there. Need her to be consistent. She was making traction. I feel I failed her. Devil Games X, also number 499. See, men understand if you got with the money and status, if all that goes away, where there goes the women to part of life. Jack and Rice, $5. Yes, incels are on corn a lot, but they're not the ones mainly wasting money. The majority of OF subscribers are married men. Rice again, $2 says, I normally agree with Darwin, but this ain't it. The Godfather 2K 499. We know how a woman's body reacts to too many cheeseburgers. Rice again, $2. DJ prove men can't have standards without issues. And lastly, The Godfather 2K 499. Blimping ain't easy. Rest in peace, Aaliyah. I see you, Simone. Yeah, I want to thank everybody that's contributed to the platform, man. Hit the like button. Thursday show tomorrow. Make sure y'all tap in and catch us next time. We are out.